Oh, it's good friends, good games. It is May 27th. We got a full house today. Woo! Full house. Everyone cheer. Yeah. Clap. Woo! Full house. Hey. Top corner, starting from the top left, we have Pals joining us today. We got Dill. We have myself. We have Everis. And we've got Zenith. Zenith, Pal, and myself are all freshly haircut. We're styling and we're ready to go. Sorry for the skipped episode last week. I had a work engagement that I could not avoid. So we're here. Its schedule's gonna be a little wonky. So we're live today and we're gonna put this up this week. Anyway, what'd you guys do on your breaks? Well, I know we have a busy week of playing a certain video game, which we're gonna talk about. But what else did we accomplish? Pal, we'll start with you.
Last week I went to my first county fair. I've been to like the smaller ones, like the little hometown ones, but we went to the LA County Fair this time. Super fun. Got to pet little goats and sheep.
Aw.
And then it was a lot of cool little vendors. The rides though, I don't know. Like I saw a couple friends posting and like when we were there, they seem a little intense and like not safe as far as like being strapped in. But I'm glad we didn't go on the rides. But we had tons of bad food and it was super great. And then what else? Work has been really good. 3 months in, finally passed my probation. So work has been going great. I feel like I got a handle of things. So that's very comforting. But yeah, that's pretty much the highlights.
I had an Oreo funnel cake.
Ooh.
My arteries, dude. It was brutal.
Nothing makes you feel worse than after eating a funnel cake.
Oreo funnel cake. I have to have a look at this.
It was between the Oreo funnel cake or the cinnamon toast crunch churros.
That looks holy crap.
Let's be honest, you made art out of your arteries.
Yeah, that would definitely fill it.
Did you say it was disgusting?
I was about to say it looks kind of disgusting, but then it looks very sweet and everything.
Oh yeah, none of this stuff looks pretty. Like none of these fair foods actually look pretty.
Do you guys have different fair food over there? Like funnel cake's not a thing?
I haven't been to
up here we have funnel cake stuff.
I haven't been to a fair for a very long time, but I've never seen that before. No.
What do they usually do? They just do like ice cream and hot dogs and like hamburgers
ice cream,
and stuff?
hot dogs, burger stands, drinks and everything like that. Slushies sometimes.
Okay. So
kind of stuff.
In America, fair culture in America is like literally it's to put the most extreme food out there humanly possible.
Yeah.
In a deep fryer.
Deep fryer.
In a deep fryer.
Yeah. A lot of deep fried stuff.
I will say if you want deep fried stuff, go to Scotland. Scotland likes to deep fry a lot of things.
Really?
Do they deep fry Twinkies? And
they will do if you ask them.
Okay, yeah. See, so here
ice
at the
cream,
fair,
deep fried ice cream.
Yeah, that's
try it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, deep fried Mars bars was pretty popular here at one point at our local fair.
It was.
Tell them about the gansito, pal.
Okay, so a gansito is like a Hispanic version of like a Twinkie. It's like a layer of chocolate, and then the inside is like a white cake with what's it called?
Like a jelly,
whipped cream and whipped cream and like a strawberry jelly. So I love gansitos.
Okay.
So at the fair we saw that they had them deep fried. So I was like, going in, it was everything I hoped for and more. Can't wait to have another one.
I thought it was literally just like the thing, on a stick, deep fried, and you eat it like a corn dog, right? But no, they put this thing in a little container thing and they slathered it with whipped cream and like chocolate syrup and everything. And I was like, oh my God.
I mean, little fine touches, but it was really, really good.
But funnel cakes are definitely brutal.
Yeah. They look it. Honestly.
Yeah, it was a rough one. I was like, ugh.
I also see this thing here that someone's made an Oreo funnel cake shake.
Someone just took it to the next level. Just blend this shit.
Yeah, I see that right from the fast food posts.
Eric, was it worth it? Was it worth it?
The funnel cake or the fair?
The funnel cake. Was the funnel cake worth it? like I always ask people when they like make guilty pleasure decisions, like, was it worth it? Did was the pain and the torture and the everything worth eating that thing or worth doing that thing?
It's interesting. It's one of those things where it's like you take those first few bites and you're like, oh wow, like it's just that rush of sugar endorphins or whatever. And then once you start getting to like that quarter, like halfway point of the thing, then you just start feeling miserable and hating yourself.
Oh, it only takes a quarter. It only takes a quarter.
Well, you forget it's America, isn't it? America doesn't understand portion sizes.
Well, to be fair too, like 2008, Eric would have dominated this thing, right?
Yeah. Like
now I eat it and I'm like, oh God, I feel miserable. Like I got a quarter in and I feel miserable and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I can only eat like 2 bites. That's it. Like that's all I could do is 2 bites.
I will say that I gotta come down there once, when I'm able to, Eric, and see if I can actually do it myself because, like, I probably could. I could probably give it a shot.
Yeah,
I would pay to see that.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
We need to take Dill on like an American food tour where not only he eats like fair food, eats like a big full portion of like American Southern barbecue.
You have a whole list of places
20 pounds by the end of it.
Weigh him at the beginning of his trip and at the end of his trip.
Before and after.
There's that place in Vegas where if you weigh like under a certain weight, they like insult you and they call you like a skinny bitch and all this kind of stuff.
The one with the hats and stuff?
Yeah. No, this is another one. Like there's literally a scale out in front of this place. And if you get on the scale and you weigh more than 350, your meal's free.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what is that? Heart attack something?
Yeah,
thank you.
Heart attack burger.
Yeah, heart attack something, right? So like Dill goes up there, they get on the scale, they'll literally insult him. They'll call him a skinny bitch. And
only in America would they have there's
a one in Arizona.
There's
one in Arizona.
Yeah, their actual promo is, "Hey, our food can kill you."
Yeah,
endorse it.
That is insane.
You know what?
I'm a skinny bitch, so
yeah, that's freedom, Zeta.
It's 2 3/4 pound patties, 6 slices of cheese, 8 strips of bacon, between 2 Texas toast grilled cheese sandwiches is a heart attack burger.
God
damn, dude. America.
It's literally that Parks and Recreation like wants it thing where he's at the diner and the dude's that serves 10 people, sir. He's like, I know what I asked for.
Or the other one where it's just like, I know what it sounds like. Give me a lot of bacon and eggs. Yeah. What I mean is, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
Now, are you a scrambled egg guy?
That's the only way I eat them.
Ooh.
That's the only way I can eat them. I can't eat them like any other way. My dad used to traumatize me.
You don't like the yolk, do you? Dude, you don't like the plain yolk? I used to not be that person.
You would hate boiled egg and soldiers then, Eric.
Oh, God, no, don't, please. My dad used to torture me when I was a kid, and he would be like, hey, look at this. And then he'd cut the egg, and it'd start bleeding everywhere. I'm like, and I just run.
So your father traumatized you into having scrambled eggs?
No, he was like, okay, we'll eat them this way. And then he scrambled them, and like, that's the only way I'll eat them. It's the only way I can do it. I even get kind of grossed out with that like egg McMuffin like hockey puck thing that they do.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it.
The breakfast stuff.
Yeah, I can't do it. But Dill, what did you do over the weekend or the break?
Well, not over the weekend, but I actually went outside to hang out with friends.
Tell us, how was the outside?
Did you get bug bites?
No,
did you get a sunburn?
No, it was sunny, but it was like
shadow?
later in the evening. I saw a shadow.
Did you get on your knees and like touch the grass and like you landed on the moon? You're just exploring.
Kinda, yeah. I don't know. I had a mate of mine ask me if I wanted to go out and hang out, and I was just like, yeah, sure. So I was like, I hung out.
So what did you do?
So we went to this food place, a new one that's open called Ballers.
Ooh.
It was like a very new place where they had like They had money in like plaques on the wall, and they also had like a gold bar on the desk thing, which I think it was either fake or real. I couldn't tell.
I don't think it would be real.
Probably wasn't. No. And had food there. I had the Peri Supreme, which was a Peronise Southern fried burger with cheese, onions, and lettuce, and Peronise sauce.
What is Peronise?
One of the it's basically like a hot sauce, basically. It's got a spicy sauce.
Okay.
One of the best burgers I've had in my life, honestly.
Nice.
It was like top 3 at least. It was really good. And then after that, we all went to the cinema and watched Guardians 3. So I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3 now.
I have not seen Guardians 3 yet. Neither has Pal. And
it's very good.
We were having this discussion where I was like, you kind of nowadays you kind of reach this point of no return where it's like if you go, I would say it's like 2 or 3 weeks. If you get past the 3-week mark, like I'm just waiting, right? I'm like, this thing's gonna be on Disney Plus in a month. I'll just wait.
That's my attitude too. But then I was just like, I had the opportunity to go watch it, and buddies wanted to go watch it and invite me, so I was like, why not?
Is it the best of the 3?
I still think the first one's the best one.
First one's pretty special.
But I think the third one's the second best one, in my personal opinion.
Good.
Yeah.
I can't believe how fast stuff comes to streamed content nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we had to wait like 6 months to a year.
Oh my god!
Before...
Yeah, DVD release and everything.
DVDs,
Like,
yeah.
You saw the
Before
movie
we could
like
watch
5-6 times in theaters, and then it finally came to DVD. You're like,
Yeah, like you can actually stream the new Mario movie. Sorry, the Mario movie as of like what, a week ago?
Yes.
And
I saw. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah, and
was
John
like,
Wick
holy
4
cow.
as well. John Wick 4 came out on digital release recently too.
Wait,
So I
what
didn't
did?
watch that. John Wick 4.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're making a 5th one.
I know.
And then
How's
I
it gonna
found out
work?
the last Fast and the Furious movie, they were supposed to end at 10,
No.
but they pulled the Harry Potter, and they're like, we're going to split this last one into 3 movies.
Oh yeah. Originally it was
Insane.
2, but now it's going to be 3.
I feel like one of these dudes is going to die before they finish these movies.
No. They've already died. They've come back to life in the movies.
Oh,
They're the
Lan-
Winchesters.
Well, I heard. I haven't seen it, but I heard that Lance Reddick, you know how he passed on a few months ago, how he's kind of important in the John Wick movie, and so now he's not there.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that in the Horizon as well. Horizon Forbidden West leaves a little.
And Destiny
He's in
as
the-
well.
Yeah, he's in the ends of important things, and now it's like, what are you gonna?
in John Wick,
How are they gonna like tie that in?
in John Wick, he's like the purveyor or something like, right? Like he supplies like the weapons and stuff. Yeah.
No,
Yes.
he's the hotel receptionist, I guess, like
Okay.
that in the
Yes.
the Continental, but I can't remember if it's his actual title or anything like that.
But what's like his role aside from the purveyor of the hotel? Like, what's his role in though? Because he's a part of the whole establishment that John Wick like works for, right?
Yeah.
Like,
He's basically the front man, like the front person who everyone meets at the Continental, basically, and gives them their rooms and stuff.
I see.
Just you wait. With how AI technology is really coming around, in 5
Yep.
years we'll be seeing movies starring Robin Williams.
Oh my god, no!
Yes, please don't do this to
Don't
me.
make me
AI.
sad.
Don't make
I
me
know.
sad, then.
I mean,
It's true, though.
I don't know where you guys are like so surprised by all this thing. Remember, Tupac came from the dead to play Coachella like 5-6
Oh
years
my
ago.
God, I remember that.
He came
Jesus.
back from the dead.
Yeah,
You imagine just being high out of your mind on whatever the hell they're passing around at Coachella, and then you see Tupac, like you're just like, "What the fuck did I
a
just
lot
take?"
a lot of people will probably like hear that freaking Spider-Man theme, just like. Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Yeah, what did I take? Damn, Tupac's alive. Wait till Elvis comes back.
Oh my god! Imagine
I'm
he
really
goes back
getting,
to have a heart attack again on the toilet again.
I'm getting creeped out by some of these conspiracy theories. I've seen one about Michael Jackson.
Oh no!
And then I've seen one. The Britney Spears one's really creeping me out. Who knows what happened to that poor
one's
woman?
weird.
She's still alive though.
We don't know that.
Is she not? Have I missed something?
That's what conspiracy theories are, Dale. We don't know yet.
Well, wasn't that the same thing with Avril Lavigne? Like, people think Avril Lavigne had a body double over the course of the last 10, 20 years.
And then the other one I've been stumbling upon, which is actually mildly interesting to me, is they think Kobe's like helicopter crash was a murder. Like a premeditated like murder type thing.
That's a strange one.
Yeah, that's where a lot of conspiracy theories, like, cross the line. And
yeah, most of these things, to be honest, most of these things are BS. But
yeah,
like sometimes you watch it and you're like, wait a minute.
I mean, most conspiracies are BS. So,
yeah, because it's just people that think way too deep into stuff, and then
and then make podcasts out of it.
Don't worry, don't ruin our next content, Dill. Conspiracy.
You guys do that podcast yourself. I'll have nothing to do with it.
The good conspiracy theory. There you go.
Dill and Eric.
Still, Zenith wants nothing to do with it.
No, Zenith will do his own podcast.
He would, but what would he talk about?
Being a bottom.
Dill. You see, I learned about this because I had to do the training at work. Oh. Your comment here has made him uncomfortable.
How do we approach the situation?
I've been in Zen's chat. I have heard a lot of weird stuff come out of his mouth.
That's one of those things where but Zenith goes into like the office and be like, someone says something really inappropriate to me, and they'll just laugh at him. Just be like, shut up and get out of here. Poor Zenith. Okay, in all serious talk, that's not cool.
Zen's just staring at me now like, I'm going to murder you.
All right, let's shift the gears here. Everis, how was your week?
I actually went outside as well.
Yay!
So that's not terribly I do that all the time. So but we went to this isn't really talking about where I live, but it's anyway, I went to Lake Coeur d'Alene, which is in northern Idaho. And we did a little staycation there. But one interesting fact is that it's heckin' allergy season here. And
I'm
normally,
feeling it now.
Yeah, normally I don't have that problem, but you should have seen it. Like, we were, by the lake, and the entire outer like rim of the lake. And this, if you know anything about Lake Coeur d'Alene, it is huge. It is a very, very large lake. The entire rim of the lake has a yellow ring around it from pollen. Like, you look at it and it's disgusting.
What the hell?
How do you how do you spell it? Coraline?
Oh, it's French. Hold on a second.
Coraline.
It's here. I'll post it. I'll copy pasta.
Coraline Waddle?
Coreli.
No, it's that.
Oh, okay.
No, it's that.
Let me see here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It is really big. Really big.
Let me check this out here. Let's see the status of this lake. I'll be the judge of this.
It's a big lake.
Yes, it's huge. Like, look at all the little arms and it's very large.
There's even a golf resort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like Richie Rich. So we've got like celebrities that built houses on the edge. Like, we're talking like multi-million, billion-dollar like mansions on this thing, and like there's like specific parts. There's like specific parts of the lake that are like specifically like rich people, famous people.
This is the one that this is like all lined with like, this is the one that's like the edges are lined with like huge trees pretty much, right? Like,
yes, and that's where the pollen, that's what the pollen's coming from, is all this pine trees.
I've seen this before.
And it's disgusting.
I've seen this.
It's like, I've never been affected by allergies before, but the amount of pollen was everywhere. Like, it would be on your, I don't know, you touch something and it had a layer of pollen dust on it. It's just like, ugh. So I had like a headache all weekend. It was horrible.
Mine started like when I was in my 20s, like all through my teen years and stuff like that. Never had allergies. And then out of nowhere, like something just hits you and then you start getting them. And then It always starts with like the sneezing and the runny nose and stuff like that. Like to me, they get so bad where I'm like having a cold. Sometimes I've called out of work because I just can't function.
I get like sinus pressure. Like you can just feel a headache coming from like my nose to like my eye, like here and like on my temple. And I was like, there's no other explanation for this. It's got to be the pollen.
And then the newest thing that's happening to me when allergy season comes is now I'm starting to get the watery eyes.
Yeah.
Like the itchy watery eyes. And that's never happened up until maybe last year.
I wear contacts. I wonder if does wearing contacts have enough like help with allergies and eyes and stuff?
No.
Google has the answer there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I always thought that.
We're all doing like health lookups now. Like, yeah, wear contacts. That'll stop everything.
Nah, I don't think it might have some effect, but probably marginal, you know.
It does say that it helps alleviate dry eye symptoms during allergy seasons.
Interesting. I put some symptoms into WebMD once, and it said I was pregnant, and then that's when I knew none of that was correct.
I've heard weird tales about WebMD. That's why I always avoid it.
It's all, you're pregnant. I'm like, I don't think so.
Which inherently that's effective, right? I mean, if it reduces the amount of contact surface on my eyeball, then that's something.
I guess. I think it's more the moisture thing because you put the drops in and stuff to keep the contact lubricated. And then, I don't know, dude. I have a love-hate relationship with contacts. Like, my right one is so weird. I have this, like, that stigmatism, but it's, like, one of the worst stigmatisms my eye doctor's ever seen. So, like, I'm on this borderline contact where it's like, if you go, like, 1 or 2 powers more, we can't do this anymore.
Do you have like Coke bottle thickness glasses or something?
No.
Like they're just
No, it's just the shape of my right eye is just bonkers, like massive astigmatism, right? So every time I put a contact in this eye, perfectly fine. My left eye is fine. But when I put a right eye contact in, it always goes in crooked. Like it always shifts upside down, which like makes everything blurry.
You have to do the weighted ones?
Yeah, and then I have to blink.
Oh, those are horrible.
And I have to blink like 3 or 4 times, and then eventually the contact will like shift around. And then
that's awful.
It sucks. Don't get astigmatism, people. I don't even know if they want I don't even know if I'm eligible for LASIK anymore.
I must have I think I have minor astigmatism, but I don't have to deal with that. So thank God it doesn't. I hope mine's bad. Crossing my fingers, it doesn't get any worse.
Like if I take my glasses off, like you'll notice like one of my eyes is actually kind of like lazy looking. You could tell when in person, like if you see me in person without glasses, like you could tell one of my eyes is like lazy looking and droopy. And then Pal brought it up the other day and I was like, I'm really self-conscious about my lazy eye. Can we not talk about it, please? And then I just said, I'm just kidding. I know. But, shit, but it's weird. It's weird. Allergies are weird. You start developing them like more and more as time goes on. If you get one thing, you're just going to get more as your years in life go on, and it sucks.
Don't excite me, Eric.
Good time right here.
Got enough excitement in my life as it is.
I mean, catch all 151.
Yeah, all 151
Pokemon.
Allergy Mon, you got to catch them all. I do recommend this stuff though. This Flonase or whatever. This is the only thing that works for me. I tried the pill ones, like the Benadryls and all that kind of stuff. Don't work. That stuff.
Is that the steroid that you?
Hell yeah.
Splash up your nose.
Hell yeah. My nose can bench 220. So there you go. Zenith, how about you? What did you do during the break here?
Also suffer from allergies, not just from pollen, but also because I majorly like overhauled my room throughout like a whole bunch of stuff.
Don't be shy. We'll be fine.
So basically, I had like a whole bunch of the reason why I don't really clean my room nearly as often as I do is because like I have really bad dust allergies and. I have this carpet. It's very old. I've had it from for several years. But the thing is, though, like I do vacuum it, of what's not under the bed. But then when I was, because I threw it out, it was caked with so much dust under the bed that I was dying for like 3-4 days.
Oh.
and I'm finally just able to breathe the past like a couple of days.
Do you have an air purifier?
No. I just have like an AC.
You might want to invest in one of those.
Humidifier.
I have
Might
one.
want to invest. Humidifier is good because that like the dust will stick to something. But I would get an air purifier if
you need one. You need one or the other depending on what your situation is. So like if you get really like dry nostrils and stuff like that, then yes, the humidifier works. Or you get really dry eyes, things like that, the humidifier works well. But if you're one of those ones that's like susceptible to dust and you just sneeze and you can't breathe and all this stuff, the purifier is literally God's gift. I went out and bought one. I was like, I can't live like this. I'm gonna go buy one, and it worked. It works phenomenally. They're not overly expensive. You can get them at about $100. Like,
yeah, they're not bad
to start off. If you just need one like next to your bed while you sleep, those are about $100.
Yeah.
And they're not like they're not horrible in price. They work really, really well. If you need something to do like a whole room, then yeah, you're looking at the like $300 to $500 range to do the whole room. But yeah, if you just need that little one for your bed while you sleep, I highly recommend them. They're incredible.
Eric, the allergy expert.
Yeah, dude, I've tried everything. I told the doctor to saw my nose off. I'm tired of this shit. And then he was like, I can't do that. But
you want to be Voldemort?
Yeah, I'll be Voldemort, dude.
World's next Voldemort. Just cut your nose off.
I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I hate it. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll figure out something. And they actually put me on the Flonase stuff when it was still like prescription. You can get it over the counter now, but they put me on it when it was prescription. And then I felt like a whole new man. I felt like life again. It's like when Dill walked outside. It's just like a whole new world. And you're like, whoa, this is incredible.
Is that going to be the example of me actually going outside and being sociable?
And I'm amazed. I was like, wait a minute, Dill's got to go buy the video games, but then I realized Amazon just brings them to Dill.
Yeah,
so he really doesn't leave.
How do you figure out Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, Dill going outside is like the very first moment you leave the cave in at the beginning of Breath of the Wild.
100-year nap is what I definitely need, honestly.
Dill walks in tunnels to get to work.
He just like shows up and it's just panoramically just spins around him and Dill's just in his underpants.
Yeah.
Hi, Eric.
What the fuck? Go away. You're off today. Go home.
Okay.
All right. It's been a big week. A certain video game has come out. And I know a large majority of us here are playing it. But before we get there, let's go ahead and get to some of the other games that some of the people here are playing. Scratch it. Yeah. I got an itch.
My back scratcher. Just 1 second.
Yeah? You got a Zelda back scratcher?
Yeah, look at it. It's very nice.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was literally like a Triforce back scratcher. I hope I can get one of those.
Not a back scratcher.
This is a back scratcher.
Oh, no, it's back.
Oh, he's
sorry, that is Sawger.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't just casually bring out a dick and balls on camera on podcasts.
I mean, you've done it a few times.
There's like 4 episodes here that say otherwise.
Yeah.
I have the winning back scratcher.
Oh my god, that looks so good.
It's really cool. It's metal. It's the metal case. It's sick.
So cool.
I tried to get it at Best Buy, and the dude's like, yeah, I don't have any more. And then
okay. I posted on Amazon had it on their site for until about 3 p.m. that day on Friday. Yeah. I posted about it on Twitter and everything.
I did get a cool poster with mine. I posted it in the general just to show you.
Yeah, they gave me a little like lenticular
I should have. I'm such a fool. I should have posted in this Discord and been like, "Hey, if you haven't had the opportunity to get it, it's available." They must have had a ton of them because, again, it was up on Amazon until like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second here, but like, I have a feeling more of these are going to come out because.
Probably.
Yeah, this game is insane. But before we get to Zelda, let's go ahead and let's talk about a couple of the other things here. We got Pal on today. Pal would like to share some of her gaming experiences for the past couple weeks.
Oh, yes. So the last time I was on the pod, I had just started Link's Awakening. And you got to see me like I was at your house and you got to see me do the first couple of dungeons, and it was quite the experience. Fast forward to what, 3 months later, I finally finished the game.
Yay.
And it was good. I don't think I completely finished it though, because I just realized I never got the boomerang. So I made it through the whole thing without the boomerang. I would just use the...
I don't think the boomerang was necessary for completion.
No, not Link's Awakening.
But it was the only thing I didn't like do, because I would use the little crossbow thing.
The hook
I don't
shot.
know what it is. The hook shot. That was my favorite.
Oh god, the hook shot.
Did you play the remake version, or did you play the old school?
It's the remake, right?
The Switch one. Yeah, the remake.
The Switch version?
one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was good. It was kind of hard to pick it back up because, like I said, I had just started my new job, so like I was just full on focused on that. So when I did jump back in, it was kind of hard to like get it going again. But it's super friendly because the telephone booth was really helpful, and then just going through all the dungeons was nice. I liked how at the end it built up to like all the bosses you were fighting to be this one big boss, and I'm glad I got it done. I feel accomplished.
So,
as somebody who's never played Link's Awakening yet, did you? For me, I haven't. Did you find it hard to pick up?
Like in the beginning?
Yeah, in general, I guess. Like,
No.
The top-down feel and the...
Yeah, because prior to this, I've heard of Zelda and I had like this idea in my head of what it was. I understood it was going to be very hard. It's like you're stuck in these dungeons, you got this map, and I was like, how do you possibly like navigate it? But I think that one was a really like cool introduction to it. It was very simple. It wasn't like, once you kind of learn like how the game operates, it wasn't very hard. And I think that one in particular was just easy to navigate because it's like it has helpful resources to go back. Like you can go back on like memories and certain things, and then there's a telephone booth that hints back. So like if you forget where you are, it's like, oh, remember you have to do this, and you're like, oh, okay. Or it's like you should go west and go here, and you're like, oh, okay. But I think it was like super friendly, super easy for someone who's never touched it. I think it was like pretty good, and it was cute.
I think Link's Awakening has one of the best endings to a Zelda game because, as you mentioned, like the end, it kind of like culminates where it all comes together, but also harkens back to some other Zelda titles you see with the final boss. I'm not gonna like spoil what it is, just in case if Everis wants to play them, but it brings back some elements of that you see in some of the other Zelda games. So as someone that I didn't understand it because like Link's Awakening, the original for Game Boy, was my first Zelda game, but when I actually saw those in the other games that I played, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there. So I just thought it was like really, really awesome, and it's a fantastic end. Like the ending's fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of those special ones. It's one of my favorite ones, but I think one of the things I loved about it is it was this weird timeline, like weird time in Nintendo's like life cycle where they had a hit with the Game Boy and then they were getting a hit with Zelda. So now they kind of threw a bunch of stuff at the wall to see what stuck. Like you're going to see stuff in Link's Awakening that you don't see in the other Zeldas. Like for example, you see Goombas from Mario.
Oh yeah, that was super cute.
Yeah, you see Goombas.
You see Kirby.
Kirby.
There's a
the
Yoshi.
Shy Guys.
Yeah.
And a Yoshi.
Yeah, Shy Guys.
They're throwing
Jumps.
everything kind of like at the wall and doing all this weird off the wall kind of stuff to see what sticks. And then obviously what happens is, you get a Link to the Past and then it becomes, this epic thing. But it's just such a weird game. Is like they just pulled out all these stops and then they just saw what worked. And it's actually a really special game. It's really, really well done. It's one of the better Zeldas in my opinion. It's
definitely
unique.
one. It's definitely on the list to play this year for sure.
Yeah, I would put that in your list to play. It's one of the good ones.
I bought it. I bought it. It's collecting dust right now, unfortunately.
That was the same for me. I got it, but then I hadn't played it for like 2 years, and then I finally played it and binged it all within like 20 hours.
Is it one you need to play? I wouldn't necessarily qualify it as one you need to play, but it's definitely one you should play because it is like unique and it does give you like this preview as to all the stuff that they're going to do in the future. It's really, really unique. aside from my backseat gaming pal, what was the things you did not like about this
Oh my god.
experience?
Some of the dungeons were just a pain, obviously like a pain in the ass. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't even like the puzzle aspect. It was just certain things were so tedious. Like I think they were the crystals, where it's like you knock a crystal, it opens certain gates, and then you get to another part, you're like, oh, I have to hit the crystal again to unlock it. But I think I don't remember what dungeon it was, but like one of them towards the end was just a pain because it was like this big old circle. I don't think I necessarily needed the crystals, but just me seeing the crystals, I was already triggered. Like, God, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, is it the multi-level one?
I think.
Yeah, it's called Eagle's Tower, and every time I go in there, I'm always just like, oh no.
There's one like that in
so painful.
There's one like that in A Link Between Worlds, the 3DS one. And yeah, it's like multi-towered with an elevator, and that shit is just hard. Like you forget which floor you're on. Majora's Mask has that too, where you have to like deviate down floors and all this kind of stuff and make your way back up. Those are tedious and those are tough.
It's fine when it's like a little bit, but if it's a lot, it's just like, oh, come on.
Well, we're glad you enjoyed it. We're glad you had a fun experience with it. Are you going to tackle another one? Are you going to tackle another Zelda?
Yeah, I don't know which one I have on the shelf. You lent me one, but I don't remember what it was called.
I don't know. My copy of Breath of the Wild is missing.
There you go.
That probably is.
That's where it's at.
I mean, I was thinking then that
that.
Pal was gonna start maybe one of the harder Zelda games now.
Let's give her let's give her Zelda 2. It's on the Nintendo.
Give her Zelda 2. Give her Zelda 2.
Don't make Pal hate gaming.
I know.
I know. I'm going to my first baby steps, and it's like, bam.
Let me tell you about Resident Evil 4 and Salazar.
Dodgeball to the face.
After we talked about that last week, never again. Tell us about Blanc, the deer, like black and white deer adventure.
So I'm trying to like play a little bit of everything, right? Like I'm trying to do like my little PC, I'm trying to get some PlayStation games, and then like I had neglected the Switch like after Animal Crossing. So I was like, I need to find a little cozy game. So I saw the trailer for Blanc and I thought it'd be so cute. So it's basically about is it a baby deer's a doe, right? A doe and a little wolf pup. And they lose their families. So you have to like, they find each other and they like kind of like want to help each other find their little families. And it's a little puzzle game. But the only thing I didn't like is that you had to like simultaneously move each character. It wasn't like where you take control of one character and the other one follows. It was like you had to move both at the same time. So that was probably like super annoying, but I think the story was super cute. It's a really quick game. Like the puzzles weren't that complicated, but I think it's pretty cute for like a little weekend game. Probably 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. It's very short, right?
7 out of 10.
It's only like a few hours, right?
Yeah, you could finish it in like I said, like 2 days, maybe a weekend, Friday to Sunday.
Is it a co-op? It can be played in co-op. Out of curiosity as well, because it sounds like a cooperative adventure. So can two people play it?
It is co-op.
Yeah.
But the only thing I didn't like was like that. How I was saying earlier, it's just like usually with co-op games, if like you don't have to switch characters, like one will follow. If you're lead, with character A, character B will shadow, but you had to move both characters if you were just playing like by yourself, which was kind of like hard. And then the camera angles were a little funky, and it had a couple glitches here and there. And you couldn't like progress. Like you had to backtrack and redo the level.
Oh no!
Because like it would keep glitching. So I was like, ugh.
Is it platformer or 3D?
It's 3D, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it would be like akin to.
I mean, I got the Steam page right here for it, and it says like popular tags: adventure, emotional, co-op, atmospheric, 3D.
I think I would compare in terms of like game type and game style. I would compare it to maybe like Limbo and Inside. And something along those lines, like those type of games. I just noticed this too. Before we get with you, Everis, your record player is spinning.
Is it
just lighting?
Or is it reflection? Maybe it's the cat.
It's lighting. It's lighting.
Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, okay, it's spinning. Then I just get into record mode. I'm like, what are we listening to? What are we listening to?
I should have closed this window.
Oh, I
should have
don't
done
care.
that.
I was just like, what are we listening to? I go into record mode. What are we spinning? That kind of stuff. So that's Link Awakening. Link's Awakening is, someone can correct me, I think it's a $40 game right now.
It should be, I think.
Or was it the $60 mark? Let's see.
I think it's 50.
Let's go ahead and let's get that real quick here.
Shop.
Link's Awakening is
probably 50.
60 on Nintendo
60.
site.
Oh yeah, $59.99 on the Nintendo eShop, or
should be cheaper on
retailer
other sources.
Your retailer of choice, and then Blanc is, I think that was $19.99. Blanc is $14.99. You can pick that up on the eShop, Steam, PlayStation Store. That's on all the platforms. It might even be on Game Pass if you have Game Pass.
Super emotional.
It's an emotional ride.
I had a couple tears.
Aww. Don't. When you start talking about baby deers and finding families and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, nope, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Everis, you're playing a 90s classic, and I love it,
Yes,
and I'm excited. I want to hear about it.
So let's kind of a way to kind of freshen up my channel with some old school content. Freshen up with old school. But yeah, it was supposed to be a randomized choice, but I ended up just kind of going for it because I realized how much of a mistake it was not to. Long story short, I've got like 8 or 9 games on a wheel, and every time 90s night comes up, then we're gonna spin the wheel or whatever. But I don't know if anyone here is familiar with streaming. If you're a good streamer, you prepare in advance the types, the games that you want to play that day, because odds are bad stuff's gonna happen. But just think about how moronic preparing 8 different games on different emos and different consoles would be before deciding which one you want to play. Stupid idea. Dumb. So I decided to go Yoshi's Island. It was an easy pick it up game. Nothing crazy, and you don't really have to finish it if you don't want to. So, I think what inspired that is actually the most recent what is it? Mario Kart races released Yoshi's Island race, which was super sick.
They did.
And I was like, you know what? I've never played this game. Let's do it. It's a year younger than me, which is really weird. It came out in 95.
I
Anyway,
remember when I was a kid, I begged my parents to give me that for Christmas, and I had to explain to my dad that I no longer believed in Santa Claus. Please let me know if I'm getting Yoshi's Island. And he's like, you're getting Yoshi's Island. I'm like, yes.
God damn, Zen.
I love
And
it.
it still
I
pulled
loved
the
it.
wool over my eyes. Like when I got Yoshi's Island for Christmas, so I opened up all my gifts. I was sad that I did not have the game, but I had this like weird looking capsule thing. And I'm like, what the hell is in this? So I opened it up, and sure enough, it was a capsule in plastic, but inside, filled with like a whole bunch of like confetti and whatnot, was my Yoshi's Island. I'm like,
my
you
God, that's
sneaky
cute.
sons of bitches, but thank you.
Yeah.
It's great. I think even for its time, it was super innovative platformer. I love it. The music in it is phenomenal. Super catchy, head bopping. I'm still really terrible at platformers and always will be, but it was fun. I got through the first, I did, 3.5 hour stream, and we got through the first world, so it was pretty successful given that how bad I am at that game.
It's I don't remember if it's a difficult one or not. It's been a while since I've played it.
I'd say there are harder ones out there, but just getting used to the how the Yoshis move and stuff, and catching the baby all the time. Baby Mario, then it was, just little things you got to get used to.
So let's talk about this for a second here. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island was released in 1995 and is actually, like I said, a direct sequel to Super Mario World, which was the launch title for the Super Nintendo. Spoiler alert, the big thing about this one is you do not play as Mario. You play as Yoshi. and you have to collect baby Yoshis, and you have a baby Mario on your back.
So cute.
I don't know. I really liked it. Let's see. One thing I didn't know, and I don't know that apparently in this game, I don't know if it's general lore or not. Mario has a twin. Like Mario has a twin baby brother.
Yeah.
Because apparently
Luigi.
that. No,
Luigi,
it's
isn't it?
not. Because
What?
no, they're unless they're fraternal. Is that true? Luigi is Mario's
Luigi is
twin?
his twin brother.
Luigi's
I
I
your
thought it
twin
was just a
brother.
brother thing. I didn't realize that they were the same.
Super Mario Brothers, but we forget about the real other brother.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that happens is the babies are on a stork, and there's two of them. Doesn't specify, and then Mario gets dropped.
Yeah. They get delivered on
And-
the stork, and then you have
I
Super
didn't
Mario
know
Bros.
that. I thought Luigi was just just brother or something. Just I don't know.
Well,
It's his
that's why
uncle.
they're called
This
the
is
Mario
actually
Brothers.
interesting to me. Okay, this is actually
It's
really, really
Mario
interesting.
Brothers, but it doesn't say Mario twins or twin. Like I don't know.
I see where Everis
anyway.
is going with this. No, I see where she's going with this. And this is okay. Like I said, this is one of those things where we talk about, like, Everis for sure. It meant she's like, I don't know everything about games. Like, you know what? To be fair, you would. Who would know that Luigi was the twin brother? You know,
I knew he was a brother. I didn't know he's the
Right.
twin.
He's a twin brother. But no, Luigi is supposedly the twin brother.
I feel
So-
stupid.
No, why would you feel stupid?
No, but it makes sense
No.
because it's like the height difference. You wouldn't think they don't look.
No,
they look similar. They're
exactly.
dressed
and
similar,
also,
but they're not like.
let's be real here.
Fraternal.
Right.
Let's be real here, okay? I would be Mario. Dill would be Luigi, because Dill be like this, and I'm just
See,
like this.
My argument there is that I would be Waluigi because I'm tall as heck.
That's
Waluigi.
true too. But can you grow the mustache?
I can grow a beard, sort of.
Prove it.
Yeah, prove it.
Prove it.
No, 'cause
Pixar, it didn't happen.
it gets too itchy. I don't like it. I have to
Ladies
shave
and
every
gentlemen,
week.
in the chat and those listening in the audio world right now, let's go ahead and let's hype Dill up. We're going to get him to grow a beard. He talked the talk. Now he's got to walk the walk. I don't want to hear about.
No,
All I gotta do is
I won't do
lubricate
it.
the beard.
I
But
won't do
wait,
it
for
because
summer?
Do you have a picture?
No,
Do you at least have, you don't have a picture of anything?
Is this
I
one of
will
those
shop
weird
even.
Dill phases, like one of these phases that everyone in their life goes through that they don't talk about again?
Okay, Dill, growing a beard does not count as an eighth of an inch length. Okay, that doesn't count as growing
Yeah,
a
not
beard.
shaving for 3 days is not a beard.
Eric, I'm gonna make an Earthbound joke. We want fuzzy pickles. We
Yeah,
want
fuzzy pickles. Come on. Come on, Dill, do it. I will send you the beard cream myself.
The thing is that it bothers me too much. That's why I can't do it. I've
Okay.
tried to grow it out. I've tried to let it go, but after like a few weeks, it itches me like crazy, and I can't do it anymore. I have to shave it.
Ah,
Okay. Serious question, though.
Yes.
Did the beard, Dill, match the top?
Yeah,
I can't imagine Dill with a red beard.
is Eric asking? Did the carpet match the drapes?
The drapes.
yeah. That's basically
I said
what
nothing
he's
about
asking.
I said, did the drapes match the roof? Is basically what I asked.
That's basically the same analogy.
No, I don't
That's
care
basically
what color's down there.
I
don't wanna know.
Eric, that's the same analogy. You're just trying to twist it to a different way.
If only
Fucker,
Morgan
did your
was here
beard
to-
match your red hair? That's okay.
Yeah, sure.
I can't imagine this. Like, I just it's like. Can someone give me links to red beards in the chat, please? I don't know what a red beard would look like.
He's
You've
about to
never
go down
had
the
an.
rabbit hole.
You never seen
know?
Gimli?
No.
Yeah, I guess he counts. It's a little browner than red, but
I mean, there's pictures of the actor James McAvoy where he grows a beard and it's actually like red.
To be okay, so there's the thing though. Like, see, like if you look at mine in a certain angle, you'll get the red hints of, like a red sheen to it, just because of how hair grows over time and how it starts to fade and everything as you get older. But I'm talking like full on red, like
Here, I got it.
All right, let's see this. I got to see this.
I got it. It's not a real person, but this
AI.
might help. This might help you.
Only way to get a full red facial hair.
This might help you visualize.
Because to be fair, you don't see it all that often. Oh wow!
Sorry. Yeah.
Dill, we need this. We need this, Dill.
Yeah, and just shave the top of your head.
I like how he got straight to freaking like Lord of the Rings.
Bomber is my favorite.
It's fucking braided together. His mustache is braided together.
Well, that's how dwarves. That's
called
kind
style.
of determine their value as a person, is how long their beard
By turning their beards into a jump rope. Like,
well, if he jump roped with that beard, I'd be very impressed. I don't think he can fit his whole stomach in the round
doesn't
of that
Ed
thing.
Sheeran have a beard? You know Ed Sheeran, right, Eric?
I don't count Ed Sheeran as...
You know, it doesn't count Ed Sheeran as a person.
I think he has a beard. Hold on.
He does.
Yeah, he has a beard. Yeah, he does.
Oh, no.
There you go. Reference Ed Sheeran.
Oh, no. Okay,
Oh, no, what?
anyway. So, while I look up Ed Sheeran beard, Super Mario World 2.
Look up Ed Sheeran. I found Ed Sheeran. And he just
Can I suggest something?
Yes.
We should add to Everis' PTSD by adding the sound of Babe Mario crying to the Discord sound button.
Oh Lord!
Can we add our own
Lord.
sounds? Can we add our own
Yes.
sounds? Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
No, that's
sounds cool.
horrible. Please don't do
All right,
that.
We'll be back. We'll be
Please
back
don't
next
do
week with some soundboard.
Okay.
Oh man!
Don't worry, we won't abuse it.
I honestly like. I was semi familiar with Yoshi's Island. Like I'm sure I've seen one of my cousins or whatever play it at some point, but or friends. But like I forgot about the baby entirely.
Yeah.
And then it was just like
They actually show up in the
just
movie.
hit me in the face. Does it?
Yeah, the babies show up in the movie. It's pretty cute.
Wow.
It's pretty cute. If you did not know, the Super Mario Brothers movie is now on the streaming services, so you can go pick it up on like Prime, Vudu, whatever your music or your video watching of choices. You can pick it up.
Prime?
Well, you can buy it like on Prime.
Or rent it.
Yeah, or rent it. They have not done the like normal
Disney Plus? No, it's not Disney.
No.
It's not Disney.
Paramount?
Illumination.
Maybe.
No, it would be Universal. So wherever you can get the Universal stuff is where you would get Mario, because it's under that Minions it's under that Minions and Illumination umbrella, which is Universal Studios. So wherever you can see their movies, you'll be able to see Super Mario Brothers. No. But it's out there. You can find it. You can definitely for sure go on Amazon Prime and rent it or buy it. Same with Vudu. Same with like the iTunes, or not iTunes store. That's showing my age. The Apple Store, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick it up there. But yeah, Super Mario. So yes, Mario and Luigi are brothers. I can see where you would not necessarily equate them to twins, which is perfectly fine.
It's not the Mario twins, it's the Mario brothers.
Yeah.
Twins are brothers, but brothers aren't always twins.
Someone email Miyamoto and be like, why did you not tell me they were twins? Why is it not Super Mario Twin Brothers?
Miyamoto replies, who the fuck are you?
In a form letter, it's like the Nintendo like generic form letter. Who the fuck are you? But it's a good game. I remember it. I remember it when I played it back in '95. No, it's a good one. It's a good one.
I feel like it throws a curveball very like often. Like they're like, "Oh, you're on level 3. Okay, you're gonna be in the sky, and anytime that you drop from a platform, you're gonna die." It's like it throws it real fast at you.
I know.
And then you get to then you get to the boss, and it's like, throw 3 eggs at him, and he's dead. And it's like, hold on a second. Hold on. How is this fair?
I know that like people think of like Mario World over Super Mario World 2 a lot more often, but the thing what I love so much about Super Mario World 2 is that it there's some really genius level editing where it even right up until the end, it's still like introducing new things to add to like the level formula, and no level is the same, and there's like a lot of different themes to it, and it's just really colorful. It was definitely one of my favorite games playing as a child.
I love it whenever you can turn into like Super Mario, and so you turn into like super baby Mario, and then you just like run really fast up walls, and like that was pretty. I was like, okay, this is really cool.
Here's an interesting thing about this. Probably, I guess it would be kind of a hot take. I don't know, but the thing about these older games in this era of Nintendo and Sega and all that in general is that they took risk with popular properties. Like money-making properties, they still took risk with them. I don't think you can say much for that nowadays. And my opinion is going to roll into the next game we're going to talk about in a second here. But the idea is they took a game that was super mega popular, Super Mario World, it's one of the best-selling games of all time, and they flipped the script on it, made you play as a completely different character, completely different mechanics, and all this stuff, and took the main character, made it a side character, and boosted the popularity of the side character to stratosphere, etc., etc. And this is all done with a major property that they know is a moneymaker. I don't think they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Nowadays, it's like we take these major properties, we add a couple little features to it, but we don't change the main aesthetics we don't flip the script on anything anymore. And I think that's one of those things that I enjoy. And you look back on all these old games and you can kind of see how they set a precedent for the stuff now, but we don't take those steps nowadays.
Yeah, it'd be like going from playing as Link to all of a sudden playing as
Zelda.
Actually,
that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Sorry from Ocarina of Time. Playing as her because like Yoshi isn't like Princess Peach or Luigi.
Yeah.
So that's what it'd be like if it was like 4 different franchise.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Even Sega took the risk when they put Knuckles into the whole fold, Like you play as Knuckles and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's like these risks that were taken back then, which I find almost non-existent in games nowadays. There's very few risks taken with major properties that would flip it around.
I guess you could say that Sonic Frontiers for Sega was a bit more of a risk for them than they have done recently.
But that's because it's piggybacking and inspired by the success of another game that took risk. Even that, I don't even know. I wouldn't even call it a risk. We'll talk about that in a second. But for example, a good example of this, like Metroid Prime. Yeah. Metroid was this series that was side-scrolling. You did everything side-scrolling, and it was awesome and fun and everything like that. And then out of nowhere, they do Metroid Prime, and they flip the script, and it is now first person, and you're doing the world of Metroid in first person.
They did come out with the Yoshi's Crafted World title. Is that different than what you're talking about?
Yoshi's Crafted World came after the success of Yoshi.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's like what, DS era, I think?
Could they do anything? Like, what are some things that they could do at this point? I mean, they'd have to completely come out with a new character, wouldn't they? Because they've released Kirby titles. They've released.
No, what I need is Wario or Wario and Waluigi in the Super Mario mainline game.
Waluigi definitely needs to be in that. That Waluigi absolutely.
Yeah. I want a Super Mario Brothers game. Like I want it in the mainline core games. Like I want a Super Mario, whatever it would be now, Mario Odyssey or whatever. I want Bowser's Odyssey. Let me play as Bowser and torment Mario.
Yeah, but you have to have what's the point, right? Destroy the world. Like what, what the premise of that?
I have a lot of pent up aggression. That game sounds like it's right up my alley.
Let's look at the chat. My pent up aggression for a certain game that came out.
So we're missing the obvious here. Someone here in the chat, Dragonfly, literally just said, "I want Baby Mario back." Okay, I would play a Mario Odyssey as Baby Mario.
That'd be cool. I
would do it.
Yeah.
Heck, a game where Wario and Waluigi teaming up together would be pretty cool too.
Yeah. Could you imagine this ship fighter, like sky ship fighter game with Bowser?
Sky ship fighter? What?
That's what he flies around on, right? Like all the like Bowser family, like they're like on a flying ship. Nice. Could you imagine that kind of? I'm trying to think of a Bowser game that could work. Because like destroying
I'm so glad you clarified it. I thought you said shit instead of ship.
Oh, of course.
I thought you said shit. Oh, God.
Think logically.
Bowser ship.
Bowser like, whoa. Bowser shit.
Ship fighter.
Put
your whole ass into it.
Ship.
Bowser teaching how to do on the party.
Yeah.
Something. I'm trying to think of a Bowser game that would work. Like something. Because, I mean, I don't know.
It could be done.
Maybe he had like family squabbles or something. I don't know.
Or it doesn't even have to be Bowser, but let me play as the kids and try to torment Mario. You know, like it could be done. It could be done, but you know, we live in this era right now where Mario's king, and you know, kids love Mario. It's definitely not happening now that this movie's a huge hit. If anything, I feel like we're going to get the same Mario stuff for the next decade because of this movie.
Probably.
I honestly wouldn't mind like a Mario that takes place right inside the Mushroom Kingdom, but like the Mushroom Kingdom that's fully fleshed out as you see in the movie.
Ooh.
That'd be cool.
Like that would be really cool.
Call me crazy, but I want an actual Mario RPG back. Not Paper Mario. I want RPG.
Like the turn-based kind of jam.
The Mario RPG literally had Power Ranger knockoffs in it. Like, I want that aesthetic of life back. You know? Like, I want to play those things. If you got to throw Sora or whoever, you know, Kingdom Hearts character in it, I don't care. Just let me play Mario RPG again.
That would be a Disney collaboration, though, wouldn't it?
They both got huge amounts of money. They can work it out. Trust me. If Marvel and Sony can work together to do Spider-Man, Nintendo and Disney can work together and give me a real Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, Nintendo worked with not only the people that did Rayman, but they also collaborated with the people from Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Because they came up with a game called Fortune Street, which is like Monopoly, but with Mario and Dragon Quest.
Yeah. To be fair too, though, like the Japanese business culture, like they're very big on like relationships and, you know, long-term loyalty to each other and stuff like that. So I can see how that stuff works because those are primarily Japanese properties.
That's how Chrono Trigger came around, right?
Yeah. So like I could totally see how that worked here, but like, you know, Disney and Nintendo working together, I mean, weirder stuff has happened, but I'm not holding my breath. But all right, it's time. It's time. Let's hold up our swag, people. We got all kinds of Zelda swag. Look at that. Everis is a collector's edition steel case down in the corner. Hal's got Spider-Gwen. Hold up Spider-Gwen for everyone to see. It has nothing to do with Zelda, but we have Spider-Gwen.
That's very cute.
Yeah,
before we get into
adorable.
Zelda, then, Pow, are you excited for the new Into the Spider-Verse movie?
Yes,
I am.
Yeah.
I just saw the movie last week, the first one. I hadn't seen it.
Nice.
So I'm hyped.
Good. Oh my god, that's insane.
Ooh.
I'm very jealous.
It's so cool. It's amazing.
Why do I not have one of these?
Everything's in Japanese and everything.
Mine looks cool on the inside.
There's artwork of pretty much everything. I mean, there's like full pictures.
Yay.
The detail.
All I got was a lenticular. Let me go grab it. All I got was like this lenticular thing. Hang on.
Oh, it's so cool.
I got a thing that I want to talk about.
I posted the poster that I got in the Discord.
Everyone's left.
Yeah, everyone's just gone now, getting their things.
This is probably one of the cooler things.
Pretty sure we all kind of out-cool like Everis right now.
Yeah, I'm not. Cool
Everyone's trying to gather.
Oh my god, it's a Korok seed.
Okay, that's kind of cute.
It's a Korok seed?
Wait, what is that? Is that like a...
This is a metal poster.
Wow.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can see my ring light in the reflection.
That shine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very cool.
Jealous.
Cool. Zen, that Korok plushie, all I want to do is put it on fire now, honestly.
Yeah. You see, Dill, what you do is you take your... You know, I like to help the Koroks out, so I take mine.
By putting them out of their
put it on.
misery.
No. I get my horse, and then you get the little trolley thing, and then I place my Korok on it, and then I just also place a flamethrower on it, and that way I can cook him on his way to see his friend.
So we've all seen the clip.
This is what they gave me at the Best Buy pre-order thing. It's a it's like an art print, quote unquote.
That's
this was my
cute.
pre-order exclusive.
Yeah.
It came in this like little cardboardy type of frame, or what do they call that thing you put on the photo? Sorry, the I should know this, but the bevel thing, whatever, the thing that frames it, and then you put it in the frame. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I dig it. I think this will go up in the. I think I might put it in the office.
Yeah. I I heard at Target you're supposed to get like a fanny pack or something.
Yeah, I went
I
to
heard that
Target. They
too.
didn't have no more fanny packs.
Our Target sucks, so.
Yeah, our Target's
Our
ass.
Target sucks too.
Target.com.
Apparently, like 30, like there was a whole like mob of people outside, like 30 minutes before our Target opened.
So
Like,
check this out.
Yeah.
Check this out. This is green. The green has nothing to do with the Zelda thing, but this has been in my list for a while, and I'm actually very, very excited for it. I found it last night after weeks of searching. Check this out.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey.
So I'm gonna guitar geek out for a second here. This is a '95 American-made Fender Strat. I had no intentions of buying like a used guitar. I was fully intending to buy a new one, but this one just called to me in the store for whatever reason. There's some weird like voodoo vibes. I think my dad was talking to me from beyond the grave and kind of pointed me in this direction. This guitar is made in America. It's actually made from in the factory that's 10-15 minutes away from where my parents live. Very close to home. It's a 95, which is the year I started playing. And I also found it in the store where my dad bought me my first guitar like 15, 20 some odd years
Wow.
ago. So something was telling me like, this is the one I have to take, right?
You have to.
Eight.
And the scary thing about it is when I picked it up and started fiddling with it, it felt exactly like that one I got when I was 13 years old. Like your fans just kind of fit like a glove, you know? And I was like, that's really, really weird because every other one I've bought like since then has always been a little different and not quite the same, but this one's pretty damn close. And it's got the matching. The cool part about it, this is very rare. It's got a matching green headstock, so the headstock's painted to match the guitar. And it's Zelda green.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah. It's officially called Surf Green, which was one of my favorite colors. I have a thing for 50s pastel colored guitars. But this was actually a gift from a friend last year. Check this out. This is a Zelda, custom-made Zelda guitar strap.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. With all kinds of like paint, what is it called? Pane glass or whatever they call it.
Stained glass, for instance.
Stained glass Zelda printing on it.
Yeah.
So this will match the guitar perfectly. I'm stoked and ready to go.
It's so cute. Chat says it's like when the wand chose the wizard, so the guitar chose the Eric.
Yep, the wand chose me. It's very, very nice guitar. It's got a vibe to it. I like it a lot. So that was my purchase last night. The bank's real happy with me today.
Yeah.
I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Treat
pretty
yourself.
rad. What happened was I had a storage unit and I had some instruments that my late uncle gave me that were passed to me. Someone broke into the storage unit and stole a trumpet, a flute, among some other collectibles that my family gave me over the years. They like stole it all and who knows where it's at. So the insurance cashed me out and that's the result. So it's time to start over with a whole new instrument.
Yep.
But
Why not?
on that note, let's talk about go.
Do you want to take a quickie breaky? It's been an hour since.
Do we want to take a break now and then go into Tears of the Kingdom, or do we want to take a break and then go into? We want to do Tears of the Kingdom, break Sony, or do we want to break now?
Up to you. Up to you. I don't
Let's
mind.
take a consensus here in the room.
I could use a break.
You could use a
I need
break?
to grab a drink anyway.
Okay, let's go ahead and we'll all take a break. All right, we are back from break here. We got the Zelda talk. All right, let's hammer this out. There's a lot to kind of digest here, and we've got a finite amount of time to do it. So, where do we start? I'm going to start off with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, we have two here that have not played it yet. So be mindful of spoilers when we talk about it here. But
Absolutely.
All right, who's got the first opinion?
Sunday.
Who's got the first opinion? Because I don't know where to start.
I feel like Zen should start since he is a Zelda expert.
Resident Zelda randomizer expert.
Yeah.
If you insist. Well, so you guys remember, like pretty early on the podcast, every single time we mentioned the sequel to Breath of the Wild, where I had mild excitement, right?
Yeah.
Lots of doubt.
Yes, a lot of doubt, a lot of Breath of the Wild. I mean, good game, but not a good Zelda game. I'm not quite sure. And then you saw my excitement pick up the more that they showed about the game. Well, without any spoilers, I have to say that this Zelda fixed nearly everything that was wrong with Breath of the Wild. I'm not going to go into the exact specifics why, because I want everyone that is watching that hasn't had a chance to play. If you had an okay time or even a good time playing Breath of the Wild, or if you're not sure, you should definitely give it a look, because this game is massive. Like, I'm talking about, there is so much more to do. Like, probably twice as much than there was in Breath of the Wild. The things that you do is meaningful. Exploration is so much more fun this time. I'm actually doing the side quest, and I did not bother to do anything in Breath of the Wild because I
didn't really either.
Yeah, I thought that a lot of the side quests in Breath of the Wild was boring. It was, a lot of them were either side quests or just little things to do to unlock shrines, and they were
Don't discourage Pow. Don't discourage Pow. She still has to play Breath of the Wild.
That's true.
I mean, like, this, that was just my feeling. Like, a lot of people enjoyed that. A lot of people did enjoy those things. But for me, that was more into like classic Zelda. It was missing a lot of what I loved. This, even though it's still missing a couple of things that I love about the Zelda series, like, it took things that needed fixing or needed improvement in Breath of the Wild, and it completely fixes it and makes it so much more exciting. Even the characters and the people that you interact with are so exciting because things are different. Because I mean, they showed in the trailers that, like, this is a rebuilding Hyrule, and I'm not going to go into the exact specifics, but like, but that part is exciting, and that's something you don't really see in the other Zelda games, because the game treats it where, hey, you defeated Ganon in the previous game, and here's what's happening, and here's what's going on since then. And it's a lot of fun. I've just been spending so much hours just messing around with things. The game gives you so much creativity, and even if you're still not a fan of like puzzles or shrines or anything like that, you could still have a lot of fun with some of the core mechanics that they introduced, because it's I'm really impressed, and I've been having almost as much fun with this than I did with Elden Ring, and that's saying a lot because I had major doubts for this game.
Okay.
So if I give Breath of the Wild a 9.5, which I do, because I enjoyed the heck out of it, then I'll be mind blown.
Then it'll be a 10 for you.
10. It'll be a 10.
Not a 12.
I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll let Dill go, and I'll explain myself.
I can't really fault Zen for what he said. I mean, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is basically like, it's Breath of the Wild, but with a lot of improvements from the previous game. They did a lot of things to tinker with. They tinkered with a lot of the mechanics. A lot of quality of life improvements as well for it as well, which would have worked, like, made things quite annoying in the first game. Breath of the Wild was basically, the
performance is better.
Yeah, the performance is better as well. Breath of the Wild was basically the blueprint that led to Tears of the Kingdom, basically. That's the way that I see it.
That's what I heard too.
Like, they mentioned in an interview that a lot of that they actually wanted to do some of the things. Like, for example, I'm only going to be using this example, caves that they wanted to have in Breath of the Wild, but they couldn't because let's not forget that that the game was originally being built for the Wii U.
Right.
But then they're like, hey, let's release it for the Switch, and obviously the Switch has more processing power than the Wii U, but they still needed to make a game that could work on both systems. And how the Switch does it with the different places to explore is it's so seamless. to go between them, and that's what really makes it good. But I will say though that it still does have some significant weaknesses. Like it's still not a perfect game. There's still some things that could have been done better or been executed better.
I think the controls occasionally don't work for me properly. Like the input on the controls occasionally have like failed for me a few times. And I'm trying to.
Yeah, there are times where I'm just like, Link, you're not doing exactly what I want you to do. Yeah. You're supposed to heal, or you're supposed to.
And that's a game issue, not a hardware issue.
It could be
not just a game issue.
Is it a pepcac?
Yeah, but. Overall, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a perfect game. Like, if I was going to rate it out of 10, I'd give it like a 9.5.
Okay.
And Breath of the Wild probably be like a 7.5 for me. So,
I'm about to rain on your guys' parade, I think.
Oh, okay.
We needed that, though. We needed that controversy.
Okay. Now, okay, so before I go forward here, anything we'll talk about, we won't really spoil anything story-wise or anything along those lines, but we will discuss the things that we are already aware of, at least community-wise, and anyone that watched the directs. You know, the build mechanics, the build mechanics, using those build mechanics to solve the etc. etc. Those are fair open game because that information is out there to see. Okay, where do I start? I don't even know where to start. Someone asked me what they would like to. Someone asked me what they want to know what I think about it. Someone give me a direction. What would you like me to? Where would you like me to start? Chat included.
Eric, you are very excited about this game, just like how Dill and I were. What is the thing that stands out? Sticks out the most to you of what disappointed you?
So, okay. I'll start with Breath of the Wild. So Breath of the Wild is one of those Zeldas where I started it and I cannot put the game down. Breath of the Wild is did the exact thing that a Zelda does, and it shifts everything that you're accustomed to doing in all these previous Zeldas you've done before, flips the script, and you are playing a whole brand new game. To me, that was mind-blowing at the time. We're talking, and the reason I'm kind of in this fence that I am right now, I've got about 15 hours in, and then 2, the reason I bring this up is because this is the first Zelda game we've had in 7 years.
Yeah.
Last Breath of the Wild was Breath of the Wild was 2015.
Holy moly.
Breath of the Wild was 2015, so this is a long time
insane.
coming.
No, Breath of the Wild was 2017. I started my stream, my time on Twitch.
My bad. Right. Okay, you are correct. 2017. My sorry.
You're making me feel old here.
It's still 5 years. It's still 5 years. So, 2017. I stand corrected. Still a long time between these games, right? Because we didn't have an interim Zelda either. Usually, we would get like a mainline Zelda. We would get a portable Zelda, and then we would get another mainline. We didn't get that this time around. Okay, so back to Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is one of those games where I played it nonstop and I could not put it down. The exploration, everything hooked me about Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild is in my top 3 Zeldas.
I agree with you on that. But exploration's my jam. Like, that's the thing that I love the most about open world video games.
Is it the best Zelda game? No, not in my opinion. But is it one of the best video games ever made? Oh, hell yes. It's one of the best video games ever made. The problem I have with Tears of the Kingdom right now, after about 15 hours of playtime, is that I don't have a problem putting it down and walking away from it.
Okay.
This is the exact opposite effect that I'm having from Breath of the Wild, where I played Breath of the Wild nonstop and I could not put it down. This time around, I'm playing it and I'm like, I could put this down. I can go walk away from it. And I've done it several times.
That's the thing. I had the opposite effect on me because I've done way longer streams with Tears of the Kingdom than I have of any game at the moment because I just find that I just want to keep playing it until I feel tired.
And I'm kind of like in the same boat, Dill. Hold on, I'll keep this brief. because like with Breath of the Wild, like after doing like a few hours of exploration, at about like say like my stream's been like going on for about 5.5 hours. It's like, okay, I'm tired. I should, and let's wrap it up here because I'm feeling like you've just been on a big adventure all day, so you're ready to end. Meanwhile, Tears of the Kingdom, it's like the stream gets about like the 8.5 hour, 9 hour mark. I'm like, right, I gotta go to bed. I need to stop making so much noise because the neighbors are gonna hate me. But at the same time, I wanted to do this and this and this, and I didn't get a chance to do it.
Yep.
Because when you get tired of doing like one particular place or checking one particular place, you can just go somewhere else and do something entirely different. Whether it's, I'm not gonna list the examples without spoiling, but there's different things that I was doing just about every single time I was playing, and that made it more fun. Whereas Breath of the Wild, there was less variation of what you can actually get yourself into.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm so sorry, Eric.
No, this is kind of, you're helping me kind of formulate what I'm thinking here, because I'll be honest with you, I'm still kind of on the fence about everything, because Pal keeps asking me like, how's the game, and like my responses are pretty much like, it's not bad, which I know is a complete, I don't think I was dating Pal during the Breath of the Wild era. I don't think I was yet. But like, had she asked me during Breath of the Wild, I would have been like, this is incredible. I can't stop. Right. So I'll get to some positives, I guess, and we can kind of branch off of this stuff here. Is one of the things that I'm finding is the build mechanic. The build mechanic is the big elephant in the room in this game. You can take all these different elements that are available to you now, the branches, the rocks, and everything, and you can fuse them to your weapons. You can make your shield even stronger by fusing a rock to it, or another shield. You can fuse another shield to a shield, I believe.
Yeah, or fuse a bomb to it, and it'll launch you straight up in the air.
Yeah,
true.
Fuse a bomb to it. You can fuse the rock to it, and it'll block fire. Things like that. Those are classic Zelda tropes that you figure out when you play Zelda, and you figure out how to get through these puzzles by utilizing these tools that are now given to you or explained to you. So that helps. It's just done in a more open-ended format now. The building format to build structures and things along those lines that help you progress in the game, to get across a pool of water. You can build a fan boat, and then that fan boat will take you across the water and get you to that shrine or anything, that you need to get to. Stuff like that really does shape the game and does give you this whole new way to explore the world of Breath of the Wild and Hyrule and everything, and experience it in a whole different fashion, because now you're making the path your own.
Yep.
Which
you can swim, right?
Yeah, you can swim.
Well, but you have a stamina bar, so you have to
limited,
be careful.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, and that's a thing too. Like when you start the game, everything you earned in Breath of the Wild is depleted. I won't tell you how you get to that point, but everything you earned in Breath of the Wild is gone. So you're back at square one. So the stamina bar becomes a big factor in this thing. Your health bar, etc. So the build mechanics, I think the build mechanics are great. Do I think that the build mechanics are going to become one of these things that the game abuses to get you through the game? Yes. I think the build mechanics are going to be used and abused to get through this game. I've already seen videos of it where people's approach to getting anywhere is just building large bridges with random shit they find out in the
long bridge,
the wild and stuff like that, and flaming Dick Wickerman. If you haven't seen that viral video yet,
that was literally day one.
That was day one.
That was day one.
It's like you get your own experience out of the game that you want. Like if you want to cheese a game. I'm not going to judge a game because you can cheese it.
That's the thing too. I don't want to say it's cheesing it. But I do think it's one of those things like, it's one of those things where they're throwing right in your face, making it obvious that this is how you have to accomplish this. You have to build something to get through this. You know what I mean?
Or you can also not. Because I've solved the shrine where it's, okay, so you clearly want me to do this. Well, that's cool, but what if I bounced off this, and then attached a rocket to my shield, and then just flew over all of that. Then we're done this within like 15 seconds. Bye-bye.
Right, literally, that's another thing I love about the game as well, is that like it tells you to do it this way, but I'm gonna do it my way.
I feel like Breath of the Wild kind of did that too. Like, I
think if I could put it this way, Breath of the Wild gives you this mission, right? Breath of the Wild gives you this mission, but the route and the order and the way and the order in which you do things that's what makes your journey in Breath of the Wild unique. Whereas Tears of the Kingdom has this, I think it kind of does the opposite. I think Tears of the Kingdom is a little more linear in what you have to do. But it's how you do it. It's how you do it. You know, so if you want to say like Breath of the Wild is when you do it, Tears of the Kingdom is how you do it in terms of playing through this game. How are you going to accomplish these goals? You know,
I will say as well, the intro, without doing any spoilers, it does kind of just jump you straight into it as well. Like there was no like ease into it; it just kind of jumps you straight into.
I'll get to that right now here, because one of the other things about, despite my shortcomings of this thing, because well, let me get to more of my shortcomings here. More of my shortcomings. The biggest problem I have with Tears of the Kingdom right now is I'm getting the exact same game as Breath of the Wild. I just have new mechanics on top of it to do it. So, for example, it's the same tropes that was in Breath of the Wild. Figure out these 4 shrines to get access to this, and then it drops you into the world, and then now it's like you go talk to Pura or, you know, whatever person you need to talk to, and it's like, hey, you have to accomplish these 4 things or these 5 things. How you do them and which order you do them in, okay, that's your prerogative, right? But the problem I have with it is I did this exact same thing almost in the exact same order 5 years ago. So it's almost like I feel like right now, and these are all very early opinions I have, this might change for me. This and everyone else's opinion here might change about it as they play it more and more. But it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I've done all this already. It's all deja vu. Like, I feel like I've done a lot of this already. And I think that's part of where I get that vibe of like, oh, I can get up and walk away from this right now because I don't feel like I'm missing anything, right? Or like I get to this point and it's like, oh, I have to keep going. Like, because I know in a sense, I'm like, oh, it's having me do this and this and this again, right? They just throw a new coat of paint on it. The one example I'm going to bring this up because Zena's brought this up because I think his words were like, if I ever have to do another shrine again, you know, he's going to flip. They threw shrines right back in the game.
They did, yes.
You know, so it's one of those things where I was like, oh, that's why I said in the chat.
I will
was like,
say this though. Once you are done, like the early game shrines, like when you're finally getting to the meat of the game, like at first, your first look is like, oh, okay, this is familiar, but like it does not take you very long before you start seeing things that are brand new and things are like, oh, okay, because there's a certain thing that I'm going to wait until after we're done recording the podcast so that we don't spoil for Power Everis. You know, just so I can get your own personal thoughts on something. But there are some things that are brand new to the game that I think would probably change your thoughts on that, because, you know, I can see that is very valid. But the more I dove into it, the more fresh things that I was seeing, or even if it was like, might have been like a new coat of paint, but it was like a fun coat of paint. And this time around, I'm actually excited to do shrines because some of the things that you have to do in the shrines are actually really, really fun and really intuitive in a way where in Breath of the Wild, some of the shrines I felt like, oh, okay, I have to do this, and they want me to do it this way. But with the new mechanics, you're like, I could just completely just be BS my way through this, and it's going to be hilarious.
I can see that, and I will say, I think the shrines this time around are a lot more fun because I do think the mechanics that they give you to do them are a lot more fun this time around.
Yeah.
That I can attest to. I do enjoy these shrines more. I'm more intrigued by these than the other ones in the previous game. Let me address this here. So Dragonfly asked, so it feels like a DLC or an add-on. I don't necessarily want to equate it to a DLC or an add-on, but I think my biggest comparison, and many other people have made this a comparison, is it's like going from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Very similar in look, in a sense layout, but it has the different mechanics that help you like different mechanics that help you utilize in the game. But that's how I would equate it. But even then, Majora's Mask was a completely different game to Ocarina of Time. And it had huge mechanic jumps to differentiate it from the first game. I don't see that necessarily here.
Do you feel like Tears of the Kingdom is a standalone? Like you could pick it up without having played Breath of the Wild at all?
Yes. I think you can do that. Most Zelda games you can do that, but it's very, very apparent here.
Yeah.
You could, because like some of them characters will reference what you did in Breath of the Wild, but for the most part, like it's not required.
Right.
Because let me just put it this way. Breath of the Wild, the story was so fucking simple. Very simple. I could write it in. You could probably. You don't have to go to writing school, or It's very, very like cut and dry. It's very easy. But Tears of the Kingdom, like it just lightly references what happened in the previous game. So like.
Right.
Like for example, Pow, if you don't want to play Breath of the Wild but jump straight into Tears of the Kingdom, you could probably do that.
You bashed Breath of the Wild enough. Maybe she won't play it.
No.
She won't play it anymore.
Bad. It's just for me because
You're saying it's like not needed. It's like it's.
I'm a Zelda purist, so like obviously like it's my thoughts and opinions don't exactly match. Fact, it's just like how I felt because Breath of the Wild, as a whole, got great reviews. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people found their love for the Zelda franchise because of Breath of the Wild. So 100% recommend that you give it a try. But as someone that had mixed feelings about Breath of the Wild, is really currently enjoying Tears of the Kingdom. So whichever game you decide to play first, go for it.
I will say some of the positives of this thing, the positive things I'm experiencing. I'm enjoying the shrines a lot more this time around. But I will say, despite all the shortcomings I feel like the game has, Nintendo still has this ability to tell an incredible story. Like they still have this ability to tell a story in their own special way, and it just makes it incredible. Right off the bat, when you start the game, it just has that big black background. We're all chuckling here. If you're listening and everyone's kind of like chuckling right now because Pow choked on a candy that's intended for old people. And she survived, everybody. Pow's still with us. Yay. But I happen to eat I'll happen to eat the old lady candy too. I love the Werthers. The sugar-free Werthers. I get 5 of them at 45 calories. Sue me.
Werthers Originals?
Yeah, Werthers Originals. They're like hard caramel.
You like the hard ones, not the soft ones?
No, I hate the fucking soft ones. No.
The soft ones?
They're soft ones, like they're chewable.
Like chewy.
Yeah. That's
like a Tootsie Roll kind of.
That's a sin over here.
It's
like a soft caramel. It's a soft caramel candy.
Yeah. But before I lose my train of thought, they have this incredible way of telling a story. Like when you fire up the game, you don't get no crazy intro screen or nothing. It literally just a bold black background and white text says Tears of the Kingdom. And you're automatically entered into this gloomy atmosphere. I'm not spoiling. We know that like this is all information that's out there. We know that Hyrule's in shambles again. This was all revealed in the trailer stuff. So it's very dark and it's very gloomy. some of the things that threw me really off for a loop, and this was one of the things that annoyed me, is this might be a mild spoiler, but there is spoken dialogue in the game, which I think is the first for a Zelda, if I'm wrong. I think spoken dialogue.
Breath of the Wild,
did it have spoken dialogue?
Yep, Breath of the Wild introduced voice acting to
okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a hello. Like it doesn't.
It was like a one-liner.
No, because there's like cutscenes.
They would speak a one-liner, and then you'd see a whole line of text at the bottom that they're not saying that you have to read out, and it's like,
It's been a minute since I played Breath of the Wild, so
you know what? I stand corrected. Screw all of that. It is Majora's Mask that brought voice acting, because who else remembers the toilet that goes yay when he flushes the toilet room?
That doesn't count.
Go play Majora's Mask.
It does count. He says yay.
That does not. Okay, so is there a bar at the bottom that says yay?
No.
Then no, it's not. It's not voice acting.
Okay,
that's
fine.
a sound effect.
Beetle
That's a sound effect.
Thank you.
Okay, so
in Wind Waker,
to reel it back here, there is a level of there's a level of cinematic dialogue that I don't think has occurred in a Zelda before. I get a vibe from it. I'm like, oh, this is new. Like, there's a cinematic quality to the dialogue now. And that cinematic dialogue, goddamn it, gets ruined the second she finishes speaking, and then it says press A to talk. And then I'm like, okay, I'll press A to talk. You know how Red Dead Redemption 2 and all those, like, you press A to talk and they talk while you're walking? Right?
Yeah.
And same with Last of Us and stuff. You press the button, they talk while you're walking and you're still in the game. Not here. I don't know if it's a limitation of the Switch or what, but it stops the segment to put the dialogue box up when you press A to talk. And it's like she has multiple things to say, and I keep hitting A, stop, read, A, stop, read, rather than pulling out the whole, talk while we're walking through this segment of the game. Like that drove me nuts.
Yeah, that is one thing that does still get on my nerves during the game, is I'm still feel like I'm skipping dialogue. It's like, you know what? I fucking get it. You don't have to tell me about how mad or happy you are, yada, yada, yada. I just want to just get to the part where you tell me what I need to do, where I need to go. Because, I mean, it's fine if they want to, like, spice it up, but, like, I do prefer gameplay where it's like, hey, if you want to talk to me, if you want to just lightly just have like casual chit chat, do it while I'm still doing my thing, rather than
it's one of those things. Like, if I'm gonna talk to you, give me all the dialogue in that segment. Don't make me press A multiple times to get multiple lines of dialogue when I'm trying to do this cinematic walkthrough of a segment in a game. It was really, really distracting. But back to the thing. One of the things I fell in love with when you activate the towers. The animation sequence for the towers now is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
that is it's phenomenal. It's cinematic. Like I said, this is what Nintendo does well. They go back and they find a way to tell the story in just this incredible cinematic way. It's magic. It's literally like that, for a lack of a better example, Disney magic. Mm-hmm. Like, they have a way of telling a story, and it's incredible.
And even though like, this is already in the trailers, but I will say, for you guys that haven't had a chance to play Tears of the Kingdom yet, there is something so satisfying from being thousands of feet in the sky and falling all the way to the ground.
Have you ever played Assassin's Creed?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have, but it's not nearly as fun. This, like, Assassin's Creed, you're at the top of a church. This, you're like
above the
clouds.
No. Did you ever play Assassin's Creed? What was the second one in Ezio's trilogy?
That's Brotherhood.
Yes. So you're literally, there's these little camps in the city where there's a bunch of soldiers, and they've, and you have to go through it and kill them all, and then you get to the top. You are jumping off literally a burning building that you burned down into a pile of hay. It is so satisfying. And then there's the music. And rant. It's so good.
Technically,
that's like one of the most.
If you do like a drop in Tears of the Kingdom, you can play Dream On if you wanted to. That will count.
But
or Freebird.
It's I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know if this is. I don't think it's gonna sit in my Mount Rushmores of Zelda, my own personal Mount Rushmores. I feel like this is one of those games where I feel like it's this game. It's one of those things where maybe we should have skipped Breath of the Wild and then just worked for 10 years on this. You know what I mean? And then get the ultimate Zelda experience.
They could have done it, I guess, but then like I don't know.
Do you think that they could have gotten here without Breath of the Wild though? Because a lot of it was like, I think a lot of this came from fan base and player base comment like, oh, we're missing this, or we're doing, you know, this sucks,
like
or we could have
response.
this better. Positive and negative response. I think some of those elements came through the next game. I haven't even played it, but I'm just going to assume that's the case.
I think what it did, the community broke open Breath of the Wild in a way that the developers never intended. Like all the weird stuff people are doing in Breath of the Wild, testing the physics and pushing the physics to its limit and all that kind of stuff. I think really, to answer your question, maybe we needed Breath of the Wild to actually get here. You know, it's one of those.
That's kind of how I feel about the Wii U versus the Switch. Like the Wii U was like the bridge between, you know, we needed the Wii U in order to get the full thing, the full experience from the Twitch or Switch.
Well, with Breath of the Wild, with the success of that game, like it allowed Nintendo where they could have released this game last year, but they decided to give it another whole year of development time, so that they could work on polish. To try and fix all the bugs of the building and make sure that everything's... I mean, people are still going to find breaks anyway, but the fact that they could spend a whole year just working on polish is something that not many game developers do these days. Looking at Ubisoft and EA and all you peeps that just rush your games.
All you people that love
Pokemon.
all you people that love Photoshop banners to post on Twitter when your game collapses.
On Pokemon.
Yeah.
to our community people that mess around in Photoshop, you're a special breed out there now. We know you like making those things, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, we'll probably touch on it again next week when we come back, and I'm sure more of us will have more time to play.
I'm starting to play it Sunday.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I'll be there.
Debut stream of
the debut, but
yeah.
Does anyone...
Eric, going forward, Eric, like, is there something that you think the game can provide that will sway your opinion, like, of it?
Ooh, curveball
like, what's something
question.
do you want? Like, what do you like? I know you say you don't like the concept of like it's kind of similar where you do A, B, and C to unlock this bigger thing, but as far as like something that the game can provide, is there something that will like drastically change your opinion to keep you playing? That's
such a good question.
I think it's one of those things right now where I think right now I need to be steered in a different route to keep me playing. Like if I'm going to come up to this thing where it's like, hey, you got to take out these 4 locations, to go do this and then do this, then I'm going to be like, I've done this already before. This game's going to have to throw me some kind of massive curveball where I'm be like, oh, I didn't see this coming, to keep me from going to Final Fantasy 16 in 3.5 weeks.
So it's like you have to play it that way. Like it's not like the way you're playing it is not affecting like the way you think about it. You know what I mean? Like where it's having you walk in this like linear direction of having to get these things done versus where you have to seek out something else to change your game experience. Does that make sense?
That is a fair assessment too, because from gathering from what's going on here, I seem to be playing it differently than everyone else is, where I'm kind of doing the path of like, okay, let me play the game first and see where the game plays out and what happens in the game versus me just going free roam, lighting Koroks on fire and,
It's a good rotisserie.
Going, ascending up some statue's ass. That's also what I saw on Twitter. So
we're not all sadistic as Zen is.
I mean,
there'll be no rotisserie Korok machine on my stream.
I've yet to experiment with rotisserie Koroks right now, so I have launched a Korok with a rocket. That was fun.
There's a lot to unpack in this game. Like there's a lot to unpack. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be talking about this game for several weeks. This will probably.
I've seen someone build a swing for their Korok.
I've seen that.
It was
adorable.
That was cute. That's so cute.
And then after that, I saw someone like what was it? Probably a similar thing that Zen did, but like with an entire like stick, and then all the Koroks were just spinning around in the fire.
See, maybe I'm playing the game different, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you want me to play Zelda,
So I will say, Eric, are you just like doing missions right now? Is that what you're like focusing on?
that's what I'm saying. I think I'm doing the non-traditional route here.
I recommend doing what I did: explore.
Right.
Just explore. I literally explored, and my entire goal was to complete all the towers before I actually started playing the main
Which is
story
what
of
I
the
did.
game.
What I did the first game. I think
I've seen that people do that, and I'm wondering if I should do that too.
that's
You
how
should.
I
It's-
tend to approach this stuff. Like
Really?
I go and I unlock the towers, then get a whole lay of the map first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh does that too, where he kind of goes and explores and does all the extra stuff first,
Yeah.
and then comes back and is like this OP character and
Yeah.
just blows through everything.
It's literally
So-
the Skyrim thing.
Am
I
I
found
the
like
only
a good
one?
balance.
This is a solid question for you guys. Am I the only one having trouble finding rupees in this game?
I have 5,000. No, sorry, I had like 7,000 at one point.
I have 100. How the hell do I only have 100?
I've got about
You gotta explore.
500.
Explore,
Explore.
because you will
Explore.
find
The
opportunities to
wilderness
find
must be
rupees through
explored.
exploration.
I'll also give you a little tip as well about like a certain thing that you can do to get like a handful of rupees. Not much, but like if you keep doing it over and over again, you'll get more and more and
I'm
Like a
literally,
repeatable?
I'm literally sitting out here
Yeah.
looking homeless in Hyrule because I can't afford a winter coat. Like literally.
more. As I said, if you explore, you'll find armor pieces, you'll find weapons, you'll find a lot of bunch of stuff. You keep going.
So yeah, maybe you just have to change
I
it
will
up.
say
like,
one
change your route.
word. I will say one word that might be key. Well.
Oh
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
he's not wrong there.
like a physical well, like
Oh,
water.
well.
Oh well.
He
You know,
sounds like the
just well,
telephone
well,
booth guy.
Well.
Yeah, you sound like the telephone booth guy.
The well is
At least
the only answer that
The
you'll
most
need.
important part, the most important part that Beetle's back. So
Yeah.
Beetle's
Was his
I'd also-
debut in Wind Waker?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
I
back.
will say also the other important thing is that Pura.
Oh no, here goes.
I heard that Ganon got cool looking.
Oh yeah, Ganon's buffing this.
Yeah. Everyone calls him Ganon. I mean,
Ganondilf.
well, because I can't, because Ganondorf, that the name is blocked in my stream chat, so we refer to him as Ganondilf now.
Yeah.
Ganondilf.
There's literally a video I watched of like someone voice acting like Ganon and being all like high and mighty. It was just like, stop calling me Ganondilf.
It's nice to pick up the Switch again, though. I will say that the Switch was collecting dust a little since the Steam Deck came along.
Neglected.
Are you playing it handheld version or are you putting it on the TV?
It's honestly, it's been both. I've been on the TV and I'm at home, and then I'll head over to the laundromat, just grab the Switch, take it with me. And then like if I want to keep playing, but I feel like I need to turn down and start getting drowsy, I'll play it in bed.
Okay, so this is a semi-related question. For those who are streaming the game, do you think is this a like half of it play by yourself, half of it stream type game, or is this like a should I stream all of it? Because I know that like I'm gonna come across something playing alone and be like, damn it, I wish I was streaming this game. Like, I wish everyone could watch this.
I
would
might
do
streaming it all just in case.
Yeah.
I would say both, and the reason why I say that is like a lot of the main story stuff I do on my own, but at the same time I allow myself, because first of all, ADHD will not allow me to continue and say, all right guys, we're gonna go to the story, we're going this way. Then all of a sudden you run into like say like a cave
Story
or
of my life. Story of my
or
freaking
some really
life.
fun side quest where you have to build like a really cool thing,
Do I have
or you
ADHD?
just want to just do shit like, I'm gonna make like a flying machine, and then we're gonna see what's over here.
Yes.
That's
and
so
it'll
you,
happen.
Zed. That's so you.
But then when I want to play offline, then I'll do stuff where it's like, okay, so I can explore over here, do some like side quests, maybe just do a little bit of exploring. There's especially like a certain area that I kind of like leave for offline, because that part, like, I could just do all the really cool fun stuff where you just get so lost into exploring that you just forget to speak. And that's perfect for when I'm playing on my by myself, so I'm not going to say exactly what that is or where it is, but that part I spend hours offline just roaming around.
I have the title for this episode already, but I'm going to type it in the chat to avoid spoilers. To avoid the spoilers here, but
Go ham.
it'll be in the chat here in the Discord chat. You can let me know what you guys think of this one.
I was expecting Ganondilf.
I was thinking Ganondilf as well.
Ganondilf?
Yeah, Ganondilf.
Ganondilf? Okay, we'll do Ganondilf. So, yeah, that's Tears of the Kingdom. $69.99 over on Nintendo eShop or,
Nice.
physical, wherever physical sold.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
So, like, Go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
With games like that where it's just, like, very open and you can, like, just explore, obviously, I don't think, like, you can stay organized, but, like, how do you guys approach that? Do you just, like, literally, how you said, just jump from one thing to the other? Because, like, I personally, like, I want to explore, but then I feel like I get so lost, and I'm like, well, how do I go back?
Though this is the way that you play the game. You start off doing one thing, and then you say, "Ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny," and then you immediately get to do everything else.
To answer,
so you just roll with it.
If only Pokemon was like that.
To answer your question, the games, most of these open world games will give you a quest log, and it will organize it in what's a side quest, what's a main quest, and then it kind of lets you pick and choose the quest you want to do, and then it'll mark on the map the general direction where you need to head.
Yeah, so but you will likely do 2 or 3 things along the way.
Yeah, you will do 2 or 3 different things along the way, but you at your own free will are able to choose what quest you want to be doing at a given time.
Are shrines hidden? Are shrines hidden again? Yeah. So you kind of have to go. You still have to go on the tower and look around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I will say this: that I'm not going to exactly say why, but there's the thing where if you're having trouble finding shrines, there's a certain area that can help you locate them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Telephone booth.
True. I know which it is.
That was all about that phone booth. There's no phone booth in this one.
That's how like Zen is like the what is it, old man?
Zen's the one calling me in the phone booth.
Yo, man, calling you from the toilet with sage advice.
If I have a problem in Zelda, I'll just hit Zen up. He'll be my telephone booth.
You've reached the Nintendo Power Helpline.
Now you're playing with Nintendo Power. I'll get you a glove.
Yeah.
Where's your monocle?
Yeah.
Like
the monocle.
You're right. And with my Nintendo, I'll give you her ultimate power.
60 frames. You youngsters have no idea. Back in my day, it was 15.
Back in my day, I had 69 frames, and it was my bed.
Jesus Christ! Nice.
I will say though, I had like one quick little thing. I had the day Tears of the Kingdom released. That was a bad day because everyone here is like, "Oh, it's gonna arrive! Oh, it's gonna arrive! Oh, I just need to go to the store to pick it up."
You told us the story.
I get to GameStop, and it was a dirt pile. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
It was a Spirit Halloween.
Saying that in Discord.
Yes, it was Spirit. My GameStop got Spirit Halloweened.
Still got the GameStop. It was the Spirit Halloween. He's like, what the hell?
Yeah. I was waiting for my copy. I didn't get my copy until like 7:00 in the evening because I bought it for Amazon.
The homeless guy was using the cardboard stand-up as heat. He's like,
I was spending the entire Friday giving up on hope because I had anticipated. I wanted to get the collector's edition so bad because it's one of those that's like I feel like it's actually worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth what you get. And I could having gotten it's really dope. But like I was like going like Josh messaged me and he's like, oh yeah, they got them at Target. You just got to go to Target. I was like, great. So I went to Target. And it turns out it's like if you weren't there in the first 30 minutes or whatever, they're gone, like
damn.
Not even that. Like you had to be like lined up for the door 30 minutes early before it opened, and then everyone's like running back and getting them.
I ain't got time for that.
And I had given up. I gave them all hope. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get this, and then
the Zelda ones, the Zelda collector's editions tend to hold value very, very well. I have the Twilight Princess HD pack that came with the Wolf amiibo and the game. I bought that thing day one. No one wanted it because no one had a Wii U. I bought that thing day one and I paid, the $50-$60 for it or whatever. My guy is selling like a copy with an open game and everything, and he's selling it for like $250. And I'm like, damn, it's worth that much or whatever. I was like, I bought it like because when no one wanted it, but those collector's editions tend to hold the value. The Zelda ones do.
Yeah,
Josh bought one. He bought one, and it's still he has no intention of opening it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, make a profit. Christmas time, probably.
I would have gotten a collector's edition, but the thing is, my copy was free because I traded in about $550 worth of games. Well, that's how much trade credit I got from GameStop.
Nice.
Damn.
And it covered my games for the last like 2-3 years, and finally it's all caught up with Tears of the Kingdom. But
because it was the first $70 game release.
I almost thought that I wasn't going to get my game because I didn't know what they did if all of a sudden your store slows down. But
that's what I was like.
Yeah, so I went to the mall and I had to wait in a giant line that was like going halfway through the mall, and I didn't even know if they were gonna like turn me away or not. But after waiting in line for about like an hour, I finally got my game. Told them I told them, hey, my store's like just completely gone, and I got it.
Someone in the chat right here, I'm laughing because someone in the chat right here said $550, so you traded in 4,300 games.
No.
And I'm like, every game Xena's bought since childhood had to be traded in.
Nope.
To get...
I traded about 12 games, but they were games that like I either recently bought or had no intentions of playing again.
Yeah.
Like some of them were pretty prestige titles, or some of them were games that that just for some reason had a lot of trade credit.
Don't worry.
And I
Xena.
also did some research as well on the website, and well, things are different when you live in a part of the city where especially if you go to GameStop that is well populated or that gets visited often, you'll get more trade credit as opposed to going out to Buckrat, Oklahoma.
Oh, I guess this is probably a valid thing too. I guess this is a valid thing too, because like I would guess, like I don't know how like prevalent GameStop is in Canada, but like here in the US, GameStop's like one of the last places people go to get games.
No, GameStop is the most prominent one. So I went there, like that's how, like the GameStop was so busy. Like they had like people out there letting people in because the thing is, like, yeah, we have like we have Best Buy, we have Target, but the thing is, the de facto place up here still is people go to GameStop to get their games. So that's why I get so much trade credit from it. So it worked for me.
So to close out the Breath of the Wild discussion here,
Breath of the Wild.
I'm sorry, I typed in Breath of the Wild. Why did I do that?
Is this 6 years ago?
Sorry, I was talking about the better game for a second. Oh. I see that shade. No,
15-hour opinion.
Yeah, 15-hour opinion, right?
Compared to like 50, 60-hour opinions.
Let's see here. Tears of the Kingdom sells faster than any Nintendo game in history.
Yeah, 10 million copies, wasn't it?
Let's see, it sold 10 million copies as of this article, which was May 25th.
How many?
3
Sorry,
days.
I missed that. 15 million?
10
million. Oh, okay.
10 million, previously held by Smash Brothers Ultimate in 2018. So
wait till Christmas. See how much it bumps up at Christmas.
It's going to bump up a lot because there's a lot of people waiting for Christmas. People, graduation, believe it or not, graduation's hitting in June. So like people get Switches and PlayStations and stuff for Christmas. So, or not Christmas, but graduation, etc. So we'll see what happens. I guess the last question here is, do you think they're done with the Switch? Like, I think this would be a pretty fitting swan song farewell.
Yeah. So, this is now the time for them to move to new hardware, because this is probably their last chance to sell Nintendo Switches. Because right now, the Switch is finally outselling PS5s.
True.
Which is the first time in like 14, 15 months. Yeah. But anyways, but after this, they know no one else is going to want to buy it. So they need to move to different hardware. But like this, I think they can hold off until an announcement for.
This is going to be this. This is if it's not Metroid Prime 4, this is going to be kind of like the last hurrah thing, and they're going to have to start playing the new hardware.
Yep.
This will get them through Christmas.
Yeah, this will get them until next year because they have said they are working on a new hardware. They are working on something new, but it's not going to be ready to be shown until probably spring next year, maybe even later.
Yeah. So we'll see.
they're gonna go through the Christmas season first.
Yeah, this will get them through Christmas. This will for sure get them through Christmas, and they'll be.
Do you think they
pretty.
might currently the Switch is at the third highest selling console of all time? It's just under 30 mil now away from the DS. Do you think they'll make it to the DS before they start selling the new hardware?
I would say if it hasn't happened by now. Well, I guess it all depends on when the new hardware comes. People are more finicky this year now because people will be, or this time now, because people will get they announce, oh, Nintendo's working on a new Switch. That automatically deters people from buying the current hardware that's out there. They'll be like, oh, I'll wait. Whereas
I don't think we're getting an announcement for the new hardware this year, or at least this summer.
I don't think so either. But that's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, $70. Play it, enjoy it, and play it for yourself and enjoy it and think I'm not hating the game. I just feel like I wish it could be more, but then again, I only, like Everis said, 15-hour opinion. This is looking like a 100-hour game. So we'll see what happens. You'll see what happens. We'll talk about it more next week.
I'm at 70 hours, I think. And I still feel like it barely scratched the surface.
You're at 70 hours already.
Yeah, I'm about 15 myself.
Wow. We don't talk about that.
Wow.
I have played this until 5 a.m. in the morning sometimes.
True.
5
No
a.m. was your
judgment, just
usual.
impressed. We're just impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No judgment here.
Yeah.
For the sake of time that we have left here, we got about 10, 15 minutes. Let's knock out some of this Sony stuff real quick.
May as well.
Let's knock out some of this Sony stuff real quick because that was a big deal. Obviously, that happened. We'll go over the stuff that we actually care about. What do we care about in this Sony event here?
The Tears Metal Gear Solid remake.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake being announced.
Pal, what did you say? He looks mad because they interrupted his mud bath.
Yeah,
they did.
Like, get out of my swamp.
Yeah. The Shrek moment.
Shrek moment.
Shrek Eater.
Here's some of the highlights here. We'll go over some of the highlights. They announced the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, which is Snake Eater, which is the best of the Metal Gear Solids.
Metal Gear Solid 3, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a damn good one. That's tells the story of Snake and how he came to be and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. They did the Destiny teaser. Cade is back. So if you were a Destiny fan.
Oh my god, Cade is back. Do I get back into Destiny 2 now because Cade's back? Probably.
Everis, were you a Destiny player? No? Okay.
No.
Nope. We got some Street Fighter 6. And, of course, we had some Spider-Man 2 gameplay.
Oh, my God. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man so sorry.
Okay. So let's
cool.
Well, let's go ahead and let's kind of breeze through this kind of quick here. Is there anyone else, aside from me and Zenith, got any kind of excitement for the Metal Gear Solid remake?
I've actually never played Metal Gear.
I haven't either.
I just think it's cool.
Nope. I've played 4 and 5. I enjoyed both. I didn't complete 4. I got stuck on the wolf boss. I couldn't get past her. Yeah. I couldn't get past her, unfortunately. I might go back to it one day, though, and see if I can actually finish it. 5 I enjoyed until I beat the main story. And
I didn't like 5.
I liked 5 until the part where Kojima was basically forced out. That's when the game kind of went.
They took everything I loved about Metal Gear Solid and threw it in an open world, and I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, pretty much.
more open world.
More Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah.
Where we just poke people's sticks.
Don't go there. Metal Gear Survive. Even Kojima burns that to the ground.
Along with the Metal Gear Snake Eater remake, they also announced the HD pack for PlayStation 5. So
that's
for someone like Zenith or Everis who have never played Metal Gear Solid, you can get the HD pack on your PS5.
That's true.
Everis is like, not doing that.
No, it's more like I really don't have the space for another game. So if I'm gonna add something to my list, it better
emotionally
be
or
damn good.
physically.
Both.
I mean, you could always wait for the remake. The remake's probably not going to come out until like late next year.
Yeah.
My guess, maybe later
I need whatever game I play. It needs to be like, I gotta know that I want to play it. Like I gotta know that it's going to be worth
You gotta see
whatever
some gameplay
hours
first.
that
Some
it's gonna
gameplay.
take to finish it. It's gonna be worth that time that I put into it.
I think it was just
So-
surprising as well, though, seeing this thing actually come to light, because there was a lot of rumors about a remake of a Metal Gear Solid game, and then suddenly it was confirmed.
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't know.
I'll watch someone on Twitch play it.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch someone on Twitch play it. I'm gonna just milk it for free. Here we go.
My only stigmatism is that it's Konami, and Konami don't really give two shits about like gaming. They only care about making money.
Don't worry, there's gonna be a slot machine in there somewhere because that's their jam.
Pachinko
nowadays.
shall go rain.
Pachinkos. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid remake. That's gonna probably be a $70 release. I'm guessing.
Probably.
Along the HD repack. I don't know. Anyway, back to the Destiny 2. Kate is back in Destiny 2. The biggest problem I have with Destiny 2 is there's so much content that they've cut out. A new player doesn't know where to start.
I haven't played since I think Shadowkeep, and I don't even know where to begin if I go back to it.
That's another problem where it's just like anyone that comes new into Destiny 2, they're just filled with so much map vomit they don't know what to do.
That is the issue with new players in Destiny 2.
Map vomit. I
It
like
is
that
map
word.
vomit.
Yeah, map vomit. That's what I call it.
Map
It is.
vomit is a good word.
We can make it
Kind of-
merch.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
I haven't played Destiny 2 for a while. I got bored. I just got bored of all the stuff.
That's another thing too. It's like, what am I doing anymore? Like you keep doing your dailies or your weeklies or whatever they call it, and you keep getting
Yep.
more loot that you can get next week. So
Mm-hmm.
it's becoming one of those things where, like, I think Destiny's reaching this point now where they need to maybe segue into this whole new game and do a new thing.
Like, I get why people love the game so much. It's just for me, there's nothing that really hooks me.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. You were talking about Marathon, right, Dale? The Marathon announcement?
Yeah, Marathon. Because Bungie also announced a new game, didn't they?
Here's a funny thing. Marathon is an old property.
I
It was-
did hear about that.
It was
yeah.
a 90s it was a 90s first-person shooter that was only available on a Mac.
Wow.
Back when like Macs dominated like schools and all that kind of stuff. So that was
So
an
they're not
old
even
first-person
making
shooter.
a new IP. They're just bringing back an old one that they haven't done.
It's
in,
new
like,
to
20
you.
years.
But yeah, Marathon looked cool. I'm actually kind of like excited to play Marathon. I might try that. Marathon looks cool. I don't know about anyone else here, but I'm kind of excited for Street Fighter 6. This trailer stuff makes me want to go buy one of those big fight sticks and just start becoming like an arcade champion.
Is it
Yeah.
going to take like an Injustice kind of a vibe?
It
or is it
looks
like that's just like a trailer
like it.
thing?
That's a trailer
looks-
thing. Injustice
Trailer
is
thing.
more mortal, or is more
PC.
Yeah,
That's easy.
that's a more of a
Like,
Mortal Kombat midway vibe.
It'd be interesting if they did take like a Mortal Kombat like Injustice storyline. It'd be interesting, but I don't know how they do that.
But on top of this, since it's already meddled in with Street Fighter 6 here, this was not in the release thing, but there is a brand new Mortal Kombat that is getting rebooted, and it is the goriest Mortal Kombat yet.
Oh
I've
yeah!
yet to see so
Holy
much
crap.
blood in a Mortal Kombat trailer. I'm stoked. My
Surprised
desensitized
parents are
brain.
complaining already.
Yeah. I'm sure DeSantis will be complaining any minute now.
Give it back.
How
Give it like,
video games rock
about-
kids' brains.
Give it like 5 years when it's already been out for 2 years, and he'll actually get a pay attention
Yeah.
to it.
I learned about video games. These things are a problem. Like that kind of vibe. But so no opinions on Street Fighter 6 aside from me? No.
Cammy is hot.
Oh god.
I mean, I played a bit of Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo, but only because like I had friends where it's like, hey, you can only hang out here if you play this one video game that I want you to play. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then you're like, why does mine have sweat and yours has blood?
Yes.
That was the thing back then. Nintendo was very PC and family friendly, but they wanted
Really?
Yeah,
they
who would
were.
have thought, right? But they wanted Mortal Kombat. Like they wanted Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo because it was the biggest launch of a video game for that generation.
Yeah. And then you just you go from like playing Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, and then you pop in Mortal Kombat. I was like, wow, I just impaled this person, ripped off their head, and then sent them on a bed of spikes. Great.
Yeah. Yep. So Nintendo was very PC, and they didn't allow blood in any of their games, period. So they took the blood out of Mortal Kombat and they replaced it with sweat. They just went from red to gray. They replaced it with sweat. And then they changed some of the fatalities. So Sub-Zero would rip your head off, but in the Super Nintendo version, he turns you into an ice block and punches you into pieces. So they downgraded all the violence. And then when Mortal Kombat 2 rolled around, they welcomed the blood with open arms.
Yeah. Because they realized it was just too much work.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much hassle for them, But so we got Street Fighter 6. They showed more Final Fantasy 16 gameplay. I'm gonna be there for Final Fantasy 16. I don't know about any of you.
I don't really care about Final Fantasy enough, so I'm probably gonna wait until it's on sale before I actually pick it up. Honestly, well, I will say I did enjoy Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I thought that was pretty fun.
Did you like the emo one where they rode around in cars?
Yes. Oh well, I only played a few hours of that one because I need to go back to it and finish that one.
You're a Final Fantasy person, aren't you, Everis?
No. I mean, it's not like no. I don't have. I played the MMO.
Okay. 14.
Okay. But I need to. I don't know. First of all, I didn't have a console growing up, and so I missed out on all those first rate those early Final Fantasy titles. I know that they're standalone, so.
But you need some of that lore. Are you one of those? I need some lore.
Tasty.
Yes and no. I feel weird popping into a video game, not having played the preceding titles.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing about Final Fantasy is that you don't
have to. I know it's standalone, but still at the same time, it's a lot of it's that turn-based type combat, which it's in my brain is really slow, especially coming from titles like I said it again, Witcher, but it's all very action based, and so you're coming to something that's the combat's slower, and you're going through a dungeon, and all of a sudden you have to fight these people you don't want to fight. It's just it just gets
did you like
annoying.
the MMO?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I enjoy MMOs generally speaking. I
like you liked it like you like hamburgers. I like hamburgers, but very rarely does a hamburger blow my mind away, right? Is that kind of what we're getting at?
No, my first I've spent over 50 to 100 hours in a game was an MMO, and it's just something I can get behind because it's comfortable. You can fall into a game and just relax with it because you kind of know what to expect, right? It's relaxing for me and my brain. But where was I going with this? Shit. What was just before that?
I guess what I was just saying, I guess the point I was getting to is if you like Final Fantasy 14, the person that spearheads and runs Final Fantasy 14 is the one that's doing Final Fantasy 16.
That's true. Yoshi P.
I liked Final Fantasy 14 once the DLC started coming out.
Okay.
So,
Endwalker, Shadowgate, and all those.
Those are okay. Endwalker was really good. Honestly, the first one is still
Stormblood, right?
my favorite. Yeah.
Stormblood.
I didn't like Stormblood as much.
Oh, which one is the first one?
Heaven's
the one with dragons. The one with dragons.
Heaven's something.
Heaven's Word. Heaven's Word.
That's
yeah.
the one. Heaven's Word
is top notch, and I don't know if it's because I have affinity for dragons. I don't know what it is, but it's still really good in my opinion.
Well, this Final Fantasy will have dragons.
The newest. I didn't play the newest one, no.
Yeah, but this one coming up, Final Fantasy 16, will have dragons, and it's run by the guy that does Final Fantasy 14. It might fit all your tropes and all your.
It could.
There's dragons.
You've just clicked my.
Titans,
it looks very Games of Thrones-y and
my sensor just went woo.
Okay.
Check out a trailer for it, Everis.
What?
I'm definitely looking forward to Everis 16 now. I'll say that much for sure.
You're gonna jump on 16, Xena?
I need to look. Yeah. I need to look more into it now. I need to look more into it. That might be why I buy a PS5. Also, I got to mention, because we're on the topic of Final Fantasy, so I wasn't necessarily playing. I actually wasn't playing this, but I did play a Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer.
Oh no!
Yeah, you did.
Oh god!
And it was just as broken as the story is. So I actually could not play because it kept crashing. So 2 hours in, it's like, guys, I can't go into any other worlds because the game keeps crashing and freezing on me. I can't do it.
Wouldn't it be wild? Wouldn't it be wild if the Kingdom Hearts randomizer actually fixed the story? Like it randomized itself so it fixed the story in the right places?
Well, that's the funny thing, because like afterwards, my curiosity got piqued because I beat Kingdom Hearts 1. But I did not get very far in 2, so I actually spent the last, I would say, week and a bit, basically watching a full playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2, just so I can get some kind of like understanding. And it's still pretty out there, but at least a couple things make a bit more sense. And then after whatever happens after Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't fucking care, because that's where the story gets so convoluted.
Yeah, it's out. It's wild. It's out there. It's yeah. See what happens. Two more things I'd like to go over here, unless anyone has anything else to touch on with the Final Fantasy stuff.
No.
Well,
no, but you've triggered interest. So
I've triggered interest. Okay.
Yes, I have.
Hit it up. It's June 22nd.
I did want to ask a question. Is the combat the same as 15?
From what I understand, it's geared more towards what the Final Fantasy VII remake was, like more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not quite turn-based. Yeah, it's more action-based.
It was hard, honestly. So if that's the case, I'll probably have to swap it and go easy to start, because the combat style is very.
Yeah, dumb down that
very different than what I'm used to.
Yeah, dumb it down. Enjoy the game. Don't let these difficulty people get to you. Play it at the hardest level. They really
typically they don't, and that's not the reason I played Witcher 3 on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, don't listen to those people.
I think that Witcher 3 needed to be the hardest difficulty, because I personally found it too easy otherwise. But that's just me.
I'm gonna play on easy just to spite you.
Yeah,
that's fine by me.
But that wasn't one
shot. You can one shot. What's his face at the end of the game if you want.
That baby fetus thing finds you. Yeah. That's how it's easy mode.
Oh, you know that part. Okay.
Yeah. Oh god, I remember
two more things I'd like to kind of cover here. The first thing here is the what do you guys think of the PlayStation handheld streaming unit thingy?
The abomination.
Oh, Dill don't like it.
I do not like it, no. It looks like they basically made their own version of the Switch badly.
It's Photoshop. It looks Photoshopped.
It looks Photoshopped. Like it took two halves of the PS5 controller. They extended that.
Sawed it down the middle.
Put some plastic on the back. Then got like a standard screen off like Amazon or something like that, and stuck it on, and then boom, there you go.
So this is interesting. This is a PlayStation handheld device. Like Dill just described, it looks like a DualSense 5 that was sawed in half, and then they slapped the screen right in the middle of it. One important caveat to note about this device that is it's not a standalone unit. It actually just streams from the PlayStation 5 in your household,
which is such a downgrade from their previous handhelds like the Vita and the PSP.
And what happens when you walk away? Oops, don't work anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't look very pretty.
It doesn't look attractive.
Pretty at all.
No.
Literally, like you said, sawed in half. Like, what is this?
It looks like one of those attachments you get at like Five Below.
Yeah.
Stick your phone in the middle of it.
What is it called again? I actually didn't see this.
It doesn't have a title. It's just called Project Q.
Yeah, Project Q.
It. That's all it's called.
I just typed in PS5 handheld.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out like a better name because we were just had conversations about conspiracy theories earlier.
What does Q stand for?
Quite bad. Quite bad. That's
quite unintelligible.
Yeah.
This is an interesting take though that they're deciding to do the streaming device rather than not do a PS handheld because everything's handheld.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this shit?
That's what I said, Zen.
Welcome to present day.
The controller makes no sense.
It doesn't.
If your hand slips off it, you're gonna break the screen.
You're gonna break your hand.
No. This looks like it'd be easy to smash apart.
Easily,
Who thought of this?
You could twist it.
Some lazy person.
Yeah, but it's. I don't know. It's interesting that they didn't want to. Well, I mean, I can see why they wouldn't want to invest in hardware to do standalone. You know, those markets are kind of
fucking garbage.
Garbage. Project ass garbage.
Yes, Project ass garbage. Let's go.
But it's one of those things where it's like
podcast.
that handheld market is kind of being dominated right now by the Switch and now the Steam Deck and those PC based handhelds. So I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Even the
but
Steam
they had
Deck,
it with the PSP.
But the PSP was pre-Switch.
I know, ahead of its time. I know.
That's the thing. The Steam Deck, it streams all your games from your console, but at least it looks nice. At least they actually made it look decent.
So it's all look for you.
Well, yeah, look at his choices.
It's all look, but no function.
He likes Resident Evil big Tata lady. He likes Pura. He likes Cammy. Like Dill's got a type.
You only care what's on the surface.
Dill's got a type. Okay.
Yeah,
I like
Dill gets stepped on by a lot of people.
Easy.
So Dill's the true bottom here.
We rolled back.
I never admitted that I wasn't, but we always said that you're the bottom, Zen,
Whoa,
because
what?
you're always on bottom.
Whoa.
I'm bottom by because my
By
name
default.
starts with the Z.
And you made that decision for yourself.
I mean, Dill, you gotta look at what they have to say to you too, buddy. You just can't stare. Like you gotta look at what they have to say.
Oh, I listen to what they say, but then my mind wanders.
It's just spinning wheel and Dill's. It's just a hamster on a wheel.
Dill's brain is my rotisserie truck.
Or a rotisserie machine.
Oh, Dill, we love you. Yeah, but Dill, you definitely have a type.
This is the thing. I'm willing to say the things that everyone else is thinking.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, I'm not the only one who thinks these things. And everyone saw the hashtags when Pura came into like.
He has no filter. Christ. He has no filter. On the final note here, okay, we got Spider-Man 2 footage.
Yes.
Are we excited for Spider-Man 2? Who wants to play Spider-Man 2?
I want to play it.
Sick.
Eventually, because I haven't played the first one.
You need to.
I'm gonna turn this mic. I'm gonna turn your mic off.
I'm gonna come over there.
My fiance's perspective, he loved it, so he's stoked.
This is the
Sorry,
thing.
I only turned it off on the recording. Oops.
You played it once, then I've played it 5 times. The game 5 times.
Which game?
The Spider-Man.
Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh.
What is time?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's one of those games where why do you need to play it 5 times?
Thank you.
Because you can be Spider-Man.
The first
playthrough
that's
true.
was
The swinging is fucking sick.
it is slick.
That's true. I heard it's really smooth.
Yeah.
The first playthrough
And
was like
fluid.
the normal playthrough, 100%ed everything. The second playthrough was New Game Plus. The third playthrough was Ultimate version. The fourth playthrough was Nostalgia, and the fifth playthrough was PC.
Okay, I played Witcher like 3.
Yeah, why are
almost
you
4 times.
judging Everis?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
have you seen the size of that freaking game? I feel like every time I play it, I find something new.
Honestly, I thought you were about to say something else completely different, Everis.
Yeah. It's a big game, and every single time I watch you stream it, it's like, okay, so I remember how I did this quest line the last time I played it. I'm just so...
Well, that's referring to like the main story. Like the main story, there's a specific events that in order to get a certain ending you have to go through, right?
Yeah.
Like that's valid. I'm talking about side content and like little question marks on the map and like things that.
I'm scared for Everis when they do the next Witcher game, which I think is soon, right? Like it's this year, next year.
They've said
Next
they've started
year?
working on it. Yeah.
I'm scared
Next
for
year.
Everis because I'm scared she's going to fire that thing up and it's not going
Never
to be
see her
anything.
again.
Stop.
No, it's not going to be anything she ever. It's like me with the Tears of the Kingdom thing right now. My biggest fear is that Everis gets that Witcher, that Tears of the Kingdom vibes I'm having when she plays
It
Witcher.
worries me because it's not Geralt, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's. I'm wondering if they can create another Witcher game with a different Witcher and still have as much lovability
Well,
as Geralt. That's my concern.
Are they not going to go with the Ciri approach? Maybe you have Ciri be the main protagonist in this one?
But they did. Oh, that could work. But they
But
did it
she's
with
not
Red
a
Dead.
Witcher, so
They
I
did it
don't
with
know.
Red Dead. Red Dead
She's
was.
not a
It wasn't
Witcher,
what's his name.
but she was raised by Witchers and has like the training of a Witcher.
She has the training of a Witcher. She doesn't have the mutations.
No.
So she's affected by poisons, by
You're barking up you're choosing the wrong battle right now, Dill.
Stand
she's
down.
affected by all the things that monsters like. She doesn't have the same resilience as a Witcher would because she doesn't have the same mutations. She has different mutations, but she doesn't have the same ones.
You're going up against the Queen's Gambit when all of you played as checkers. Like, don't.
It's like they could be. It could be
I've played the game
like
twice.
it could be like The Witcher something, and then it could be like they could title it The Witcher, but it not being a Witcher. Does that make sense? So I don't know if they're going to do that approach or they're going to completely come up with a new Witcher, which I think they should do that.
Like a Witcher's story or something like that, not like a Witcher's Tale, maybe
A spin-off, something.
They're
going to
do something. That game makes way too much money. They're going to do something.
Yeah.
But
They have confirmed, however, a remake of the first Witcher, which I have not played, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
okay.
So that should be. I think turn of events is that the next Witcher game is going to be the new one, and then they're going to release the remake after that. That's how I understand it, but
Wouldn't surprise me.
But more news as it comes out.
Yeah.
That's just the general.
Anyway, we're talking about Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah. To wind down here before Everis kills Dill. And
We're
buries
talking
his
about
body.
Spider-Gwent.
Hey,
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice.
Is Spider-Gwen in this Spider-Man game?
Not confirmed. We don't know.
No, confirmed. Okay.
So, but in this game, they've confirmed that they've got Miles back and Peter Parker back as both Spider-Man. Kraven the Hunter is one of the main villains of the game, which we kind of already knew from the trailer, along with Venom being there as well. We see gameplay. Gameplay was there. All the Venom symbiote.
It's so smooth.
Peter. It's so smooth.
Oh.
It's the bonding to the symbiote, to the Peter alone was just like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then the attacks. Oh my god, the combat. They definitely improved the combat from
Oh,
the
it
first
looks so
game.
good. I can't wait. I'm going to.
Yeah.
You got a little love here, Everest. I think similar with Everest, Dragon Age is my Witcher. I've probably played each Dragon Age at least 3 times. There you go.
Dragon
Fair
Age
enough.
is also on the list for this year.
And there's also, those people that play Skyrim like a million times on different
my God.
platforms.
I get Fallout because Fallout, like especially the earlier Fallout, like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas and stuff, it's you can easily miss content in that game that you don't get on your first playthrough, that you can get on your second or maybe even third playthrough. So I get Fallout. I do. I get that replayability. No judgment from me.
Nah, we're not a judgy group here. Not at all.
Yeah.
So on that note, Final Fantasy 16 is June 22nd, I believe, off the top of my head. Spider-Man 2, when is the Spider-Man launch date for Spider-Man 2?
They've said fall 2023. They've not confirmed a release date, so most likely my guess was somewhere between September and November.
So yeah, Spider-Man 2 is going to be a holiday release, basically what we're
Probably,
getting at. And then Project Ass Garbage, we don't know.
Okay.
don't care. And then Street
That's
Fighter
official.
6.
That's official now. That's official now.
Project
Anytime we
Ass
refer to it, that's what it's going to be.
And then Street Fighter 6 is
Literally next week. Next week.
Yes, June 2nd is Street Fighter 6. So that's a stacked year of games.
Mm-hmm.
The damn stacked year. I still have to go finish Resident Evil 4. I got to finish Jedi. I got to finish Tears of the Kingdom, and then I got to finish.
I've got like 6 games in my backlog now that I've started. I need to finish. I think Tears of the Kingdom I'll try to finish first, and then work through the rest of them.
We'll get there. It's gonna be a stack week. Like I said, due to scheduling, we will be back next week. We're gonna do a little bit of a different show next week, so just tune in for that. And then on that note, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to head ourselves out of here. We'll be back next week. That would be the 3rd, right?
Yep.
Yes, June 3rd. We will be back. Come hang out with us, and you have an opportunity. This has been Good Friends, Good Games. Just closing out the window here. We got Pal up in the corner there. Thanks for joining us. As always, we have Dill. We got myself. We got Everis, the resident Witcher expert. And then, of course, we have our Zelda randomizer, for God's sake and reason, Kingdom Hearts randomizer person now, Zenith.
Quite the title.
Quite the title. The, what was it? The Mother of Dragons.
The Mother of Dragons.
The Mother of Dragons. She had a big old long title.
Chains.
Yeah, Breaker of
Mother
Chains.
Koroks.
Kingdom Hearts of Torture. Legend of Zenith. Anyway, guys, go enjoy Zelda. Go play. Go have fun. Everyone else, we will see you next week. Have a good one. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.